What's up, tricksters and tricksetas, and welcome to another Tier 3 sub VOD review presented by my favorite reading coach, CHARLATAN Papito. Today at our coaching table, we have our friend Mock, and he is the Ascendant 2 Jett main playing on Lotus. So, let's see what our friend Mock can do better. He's gonna join us in a few seconds. Hello, my name is Jules from Mexico. First of all, hope you're having a great day, and I appreciate the opportunity to be coached by... Okay. To be honest, I took a long break from Valorant and wasn't planning on coming back. The only reason I returned was because I won the giveaway. This was my first competitive match in around 2 months. Before I quit, I was heavily focused on improving individually because I understood I couldn't really rely on my teammates considering win games. Yeah, exactly. At the same time, it felt like climbing required getting lucky enough to have at least one teammate who knew what they were doing. Listen, like, in Valorant, I still believe in 2026 as well. Brother, you can go from Iron 1 to Immortal 3 even if you are disabled. Like, literally, you can be playing with a pen in your mouth. And you can still get Immortal 3. And listen, yes, you're gonna lose a lot of the games because of matchmaking, because of toxic teammates, because of win traders, because of this, because of that. But that's like 40% of games in Valorant that are unwinnable. Other 60% of games you control. Like, you're the one that decides who's gonna win that match, essentially. And there's always something better that you can do. Always. Period. Most of the time, I'm the one making calls, deciding when to rotate or exit on a site, and asking each okay, as you should. I generally felt like I was doing everything in my power to win, but I still couldn't get out of Ascendant 1. Okay, we'll see. I'll go out on a limb and say I think I have a solid understanding of what I'm supposed to be doing to win rounds, but I was never consistent enough to execute the way I wanted to. Especially against players with much better mechanics, or when my team wouldn't listen to my calls. I mean, consistency is important in everything that you do. And listen, there's a solution to every problem, you know, in those 60% of matches that you're going to play. Like, as I said, like 40% of matches, like, it's out to loss. It's still a 5v5 competitive game. Like, you cannot control everything. But in those 60% of games, like, you can probably do something better. Even in the games that are out to loss, maybe you could have won a few more rounds than you did. You still probably made a few mistakes. Like, for an example, you know, no matter which game I'm grinding, seriously, like, So what's very important? What's very important to, like, what separates, you know, a great player from a good player? Like, first of all, you should always be self-critical. But not to the degree where you're ruining your confidence, or where you're like always bashing yourself. You know, try to notice mistakes, try to find solutions, and at every moment of time, you want to have a student mentality. Like, you're not the best, you're not the worst, like, you're just trying to get better. Second thing that's important is, like, it's impossible to be good at some game if you're not actually enjoying the journey. You know, a man that likes the destination is a bad man, essentially. Like, you know, yeah, you want to get radiant, of course, and all of that, but a man that likes to walk will always go further. So you really need to enjoy playing Valorant, you need to enjoy the improvement process, you need to have fun, essentially. Like, in the same time, you need to play the game seriously. You know, you wanna compete, you wanna win, obviously, but you need to enjoy that process and that journey. Otherwise, you know, just do something else. Especially in video games, because video games are meant to be fun, essentially. And if you're not having fun with improvement and getting better and, you know, playing that game, you are not really gonna go that far, obviously. Now, another issue I have is that when I'm spectating, I can usually predict where enemies might be and what the best play is. But when I'm the one in the situation, I struggle to keep a... okay. But when I'm the one in the situation, I struggle to keep a clear head and don't always make the right decisions under pressure. This problem right here. Usually, like, there's a training for this. There's like 3 trainings that you can apply to have like a better awareness mid-game. You know, as you are alive and you need to make the decisions. And if I see some kind of a problem here, or if you're confident that you have a problem with this, I can give you one of those trainings, and maybe that's gonna help you with, you know, keeping yourself in the game. I feel like a potential demon who only shows up occasionally. I randomly have nights where everything clicks and I win non-stop, but the next day I come back feeling like a completely different... Listen, like, what I hate that I need to repeat this again so many times, but what is the real consistency in Valorant? The real consistency in Valorant is you being able to win 60% of your fights, to win 60% of your rounds, to win 60% of your games across 1,000 matches. Not 10, not 100, 1,000. So, anyone can have a bad day, a bad month, a bad week, a bad act in general. Now, what's really important is that you're consistently trying to find the solutions for the problems that you have in the game, and that you're consistently trying to repeat and practice the good plays instead of rushing things out or falling under the pressure, or like doing a bad play because you just feel like it, essentially. So, you know, a very small amount of players, like 0.001%, can like drop 30 kills every game, 40 kills every game, be a match MVP every game. And even then, even those players get stuck because they're probably not playing Valorant in the most optimal way, where they're maybe relying way too much on their teammates or stuff like that. So, at the end of the day, the only thing that's important is in those 1,000 matches that you see more green color instead of a red color. And that's it. And when you feel you have a bad day, stop for that day. Do something else. You know, the worst thing you can do in Valorant is like, you know it's a bad day for you. You just played a shit match. You're not feeling it, and you continue playing. Go on a second account, third account. Play some unrated, like, I don't know, Swift play. Go do something, go to the gym, do something else with your life that day, if you feel that you're not ready. Especially in Valorant. Valorant is a game that requires like 300% focus at every moment of time. You know, there's a huge overload with abilities, with information, with this, with that, and if you're not playing at 300%, you're just gambling, basically, like every single match. I've tried aim training with minimal results. It feels good while practicing, but it rarely translates to real matches. I have enormous amount of private aim training routines. Maybe I'm gonna give you something, we'll see. Honestly, most of my mechanical improvement has come from simply playing the game, and sometimes my aim training even made me feel worse at taking actual fights. Sensitivity 0.3 at 1600. That's a pretty fast sensitivity, no? Right? Like, that is like 0.6 at 800. What the... That's really high, bro. I mean, like, that's more than you need in Valorant. You know? Like, we will see about that. Lamzumaya, okay, that's fine. 68HE keyboard. Okay, we have a decent PC. This Asus monitor is absolute garbage. Even though it is 165 Hz, like, it is like... You know, the low tier monitor, but it's not the reason why you're not radiant. Just keep that in mind, you know, like, as long as you have like 144 Hz budget monitor, you can get radiant without any problems. But, you know, better equipment helps always. Based on my gameplay, what kind of aim training should I actually be doing? We'll give you something. How do you consistently take space onto a side without leaving angles unchecked or getting caught off guard? This is very simple. Like, every single game, every single situation, you play with a mindset. If I didn't check that angle, enemies will be there and can be there. Like, that's why, like, when I'm moving into the site with my teammates, even if I have 3 teammates in front of me, I check every single possible position that I would usually check anyways. Sometimes I do it faster. You know, I just scroll through the angles with my crosshair if I need to catch up with my teammates, for an example. Sometimes I do it methodical when I have time to relax, but you always need to play Valorant with a small level of paranoia. You know? Like, basically, you should always be paranoid. If you didn't see all 5 enemies on the minimap, and you don't know where are the enemies, that the enemies can be on any off angle, common angle, on angle, and that's why learning the fundamentals of the game is very important, you know, how to properly clear every single position on the map. On attack, how do you identify which duels are worth taking and which fights are unnecessary? Every fight where you make a numbers advantage is... Every solo fight where you make a numbers advantage is usually unnecessary. That's it. Like, when it comes to the other duels, it's very situational, like, so we'll see in the gameplay. Sometimes I feel like I need to hold space for my team, but they end up dying around me while I hold the space. And I really hope the VOD is gonna show that, because this is a very mega situational question. Follow-up question, should I try to then take more space, and do I risk dying without getting traded? We'll see in the VOD. How do you personally achieve consistency? Well, listen, like, as I said, like, you always want to be consistent in everything that you're doing. Playtime number 1. Every day, every week, every month, you're playing the game. There's no skipping, essentially. Every day, minimum 3 ranked matches, a good warm-up, and 20-30 minutes practice of, you know, like maybe developing game knowledge, some custom server practice, something. You're always trying to learn something new, essentially. Second thing when it comes to consistency is that you always want to play on your strengths. Like, every player needs to realize, like, what are you actually good at? Are you a good support? Are you a good entry fragger? Are you a good lurker, flanker? Do you have some insane timings? Like, you need to figure out, like, where do you excel the most? Like, which fights you can play, which fights you cannot play. Like, for example, in my gameplay, I avoid an enormous amount of fights, because I know if I take those fights, no matter how much I aim train, I'm gonna lose them. Always. And I'm always trying to play on my strengths, essentially. And what was the most important thing is that you always follow the rule that a bad play is always a bad play. A good play is always a good play. So once you identify which plays are good in Valorant, once you learn that, you're consistently trying to repeat the good stuff. Like, you should never be, like, you should never be obsessed by the rank. Like, you should always be detached from that shit. Like, the rank never truly showcase, like, your true levels as a player. And sometimes it does, of course, like, just rank doesn't matter. Like, the more you become obsessed with a rank and ranking up, the worse you're gonna perform, and the worse you're gonna play. Like, the best mentality you can have in any game that you play is a student's mentality. Like, brother, I just came to the college. I'm here to pass this shit. You know? I want to learn as much as I can and do my best. And I can always learn something new and do something better, essentially. Even if you become, I don't know, a rank 1 player, you can probably do something better that you're not doing at that moment of time. I mean, pro players are improving themselves every day. So, you know, there's no way that you have nothing to work on. Okay. I've noticed the more negative energy you give it, the more you will lose all your games, so you gotta stay calm. That's also important. That's very fucking important for the grind. Like, you know, that's why, for example, I currently just can't retrade it. There's no way. Because I have such a negative energy when I play ranked matches, because I'm sick of playing ranked in Europe, for an example, that I just can't try hard. I can't communicate. I don't want to. I basically don't want to. Like, it's so boring. But this NA grind, for an example, I don't know, I like it so far. Like, literally, players are so much more enjoyable. And these 5 matches that we played in North America, actually fucking, I don't know. It feels like a different Valorant, you know? Yeah, it's a bit low elo, you know, like Diamond, Ascendant, low Immortal, but still, you know, we're having fun. Okay. Today, after watching Keiko on Lotus, I want to master Omen. Brother, Omen is one of the best agents you can learn in Valorant. Like, Omen is still like S+ tier for rank grind and for players' development. If he inspired you to play Omen, go for it. What is bro drinking? Oh, this is just, I mean, a few minutes ago, I went to take a piss. Brother, you gotta hydrate. Now, that's fucking nasty. Tracker. So, our friend Withered, Mock, well, he kind of stopped playing the game, as he said. Listen, man, like, this shit ain't bad, bro. Like, with this minimal playtime, getting Diamond 3, and then getting Ascendant 2, this is actually pretty good. Actually pretty fucking good, bro. Like, this is not a lot of ranked playtime, no? 12 hours, 19, 36, 42, 42, like, that's like one game in 2 days, basically, per act. So listen, like, Mock, like, you have a potential, you know, just based on the tracker, you have a potential to easily be an Immortal 3 player in the next few months. Like, usually when I privately coach, I mean, we're not doing that right now, obviously, so I'm not privately coaching you, but whatever. When I coach players like you, they easily get to Immortal 3. But Ascendant is definitely the rank where something is going wrong. Like, we spent too much time right here. The grind to Diamond was pretty, you know, like, walk through the breeze for you. And Ascendant is, you know, we need to adapt something in your gameplay. You need to do something different, essentially. You know, basically, the main difference between low elo and medium elo, in which you're playing right now, is you need to improve your ranked team play. Like, basically, up to Ascendant 1, even if you don't pay that much attention on your teammates and you just focus on yourself and your own micro plays, you can carry the games. But from Ascendant 1 and above, like, the main reason why players get stuck in Ascendant and low Immortal is they are disrespecting the team play a lot. But a ranked team play. No, not VCT team play, just, you know, compensating the mistakes of your allies. Basically, Ascendant 1 to Immortal 2 is like babysitting elo in Valorant. A lot of the players reach these ranks by getting boosted, buying accounts, only aiming or abusing one shit, and they're still making tons of mistakes that you need to read 2 steps ahead before they even happen. So 50% of focus you need to put onto teammates, other 50% onto enemies, essentially. And of course, once you reach Ascendant 1, you know, if you want to get out of Ascendant 1 to Immortal 3 really fast, I mean, like, obviously your mechanics, game knowledge, and decision making needs to be on a level of Immortal 3 player. And of course, on top of that, proper ranked team play. And that's how you get Immortal 3, basically. And then from Immortal 3 to Radiant, like, it's a bit different story, but yeah. Now, there was a question with the monitor, like, what did you ask? Better equipment, what recommendations for the monitor? I would always recommend you to buy the Zavi monitors. Zavi monitors are just supreme technology for, like, CS2 and Valorant. But the problem is, like, they are TN panels and they look like shit, but they're just the best. So, like, any Zawi with the Diac 2 is what you can get. Like, I think there's like 240, 400 and 540 and 600 hertz, and depending on your budget, like, get what you can get. But personally, I would not use any other monitor, like, for Valorant and CS2, except Zawi. Like, here, I have, like, the 480 hertz OLED, And I'm using the Zowie 540Hz for Valorant. It's just better. You know, motion clarity and motion blur is just insane. I mean, there's no motion blur. B, in the TikTok chat. I don't know, man, but, you know, if you properly apply everything, you can get Ascendant, not Silver. So it might take you a few months, a few weeks, but every player is different. But just with those guides, you can easily reach Ascendant. Better equipment means you amplify what is going on. Yeah, exactly. Today after watching, okay, what is bro drinking? Sprite? No, it's Monster White, bro. Monster White. Would you say it's okay while drinking some low alcohol beverages? My dude is alcoholic, man. It will make you relax, definitely. I don't know how you're gonna think, and you know, like how you're gonna play, but you do you know. I'm a Vandal player is only good for me. It doesn't matter, man. Like you can be a Stinger player, and Agent doesn't dictate whether you play like Vandal or Phantom. ISO Chamber Omen, thoughts on these three for grind to Immortal. Good picks. Maybe ISO is like I don't know, a bit underwhelming, but it's up to you. Is it any OLED still superior to TN? Listen, like just the motion clarity is better on this Zowie TN. You know, like when the player moves fast on your screen, it feels that you can, at least it feels, like it feels for me, that you can track that player easily, easier than on the OLED panel. But listen, like if I was to choose one ultimate monitor to buy for every video game, I would just get some OLED. Asus OLED, like I think Asus is making a 24-inch 1080p OLED next year. I think that monitor is gonna be one of the best esports monitors, like definitely. OLED is much better all around. You know, like for Valorant, Apex Legends, League of Legends, you know, for every video game. The colors are insane and stuff like that. But I don't know, for Valorant and CS2, I still feel that TN panels and this Zowie shit technology is just better. And it's not shit, it's good. Check out the 500Hz OLED from MSI. I'm not gonna be buying... Like, the next monitor I'm gonna test is the 1080p 24-inch Asus OLED. And that one is, I think, 540Hz. That is the next one I'm gonna test 100%. Because that might be one of the ultimate monitors on the market for esports. Is that not from your mama? Okay, just a second. Let me pull the mock. Baxter, I don't want to speak with you, bro. Mock, welcome, man. You there? Are you good? Hello? Hello, español?
No, I was double muted. What's up?
All good, all good, all good. Okay, my Mexico brother. Let me share the screen with you. Go into Valorant and show me your settings quickly. Let's go through that first. Let's go through that first.
You have like dancing music. It actually sounds really cool.
Music is, yeah, Into the Night from Santana, bro. Like that's all shit.
All right. Can you see my screen now?
Yeah, just a second. Yeah, all good.
All right.
Sensitivity, I don't know, man. Like it's a bit too high. I'll see in the gameplay, like if this is okay for you, but you know, for now, don't change it. It's fine. Go down. Okay, go down. Always show inventory. Turn that option on.
Okay. On.
Bullet tracer turn on. It's better to play with the bullet tracers, like.
Okay.
Go down. Shore corpses off. Oh, corpses. No. Mature content.
Oh, sorry for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go to controls. Scroll down. Okay. Equipment. Toggle zoom level. You need to have some kind of a button for that. Like, that button allows you to freely choose whether or not you want like to have a 1x or double scope on operator, so that you don't have to go in out. You know, like for example,
that is cool.
Let's say you're holding C long on Haven. You're holding it with a double scope, right? But if the enemy Jett is dashing in your face from the garage immediately, like, you can just instantly go into 1x scope, have a faster sensitivity, bigger field of view, and hitting that shot is just easier. Also, when you're clearing the angles with the op, like, you know, a lot of the times you need to go in and out, depending on how much vision the scope is obstructing you at that moment. It can be any button, like, I don't know, CVX. You can put something on keyboard, left alt.
Okay. I'm gonna choose right alt, because the left alt, no, actually, yeah, you're right. I can't get it. I can't get to right alt. It's gonna be really difficult.
Left alt is fine, because left alt is usually show players loadout, and it's whatever. It doesn't matter. Scroll down. Oh, this is fine. Auto equip skips melee. Turn that on.
Okay.
Go up a bit. For equip spike, put it on 5. Just to separate the plan, diffuse, and equip. Go to communication. Tactical calls in the chat, turn that on. That's like your secondary minimap in the Valorant. I'll maybe give you some video how to use, you know, how to actually, when should you look at that chat and tactical callouts. Video.
Okay. Oh.
Down. Graphics quality. Everything on low.
Yeah, I thought that, yeah.
Anisotropic 8x. Anisotropic.
Oh, sorry.
Audio. Voiceover. Okay, everything else fine. You can stop sharing the screen. Okay.
Thank you.
Let's see your gameplay. You see everything. All good?
Yes, I can see everything all good.
B, that's fine. That's fine. I'm talking to someone in TikTok. How the fuck do I play like Keiko? You can't. LG makes a 720Hz 720p. Ma, rather like 720p monitor. Like, even if it had like 2000 Hz, I mean, to be honest, like, if you're using a stretch resolution, anyways, like, it doesn't matter. So, I guess that's fine. But, I don't know. 720p is crazy in 2026. Okay, so you get in a game of Valorant. The first thing you ask yourself is what? Who am I playing with, against, what are the team comps, and what should I do on this map? So, before the match even starts, you need to have some kind of an idea of how you want to play that specific match. Now, on Lotus, on the attacker side, your number 1 priority is C site, number 2 priority A site, number 3 priority mid area of the map. I mean the B site, basically. So what you want to do in the first 4 to 6 rounds, you mainly want to measure the strengths of your team and the enemy team on C and A, and we're touching the B site as a last resort somewhere later during the game. You know, if our executes on B and on A and C are not working, if our splits are not working, if our fakes are not working, fuck it. Then we can maybe test the enemies on the B site, try to do a 5-man push on B or the split through the A main, for an example. And B site is your last resort, essentially, to test on Lotus in the early rounds. Now, the absolutely best way to play Lotus in the first 4 rounds is always doing a 5-man push on C, 3 rounds in a row, and then in a 4th round, you fake C, go A. Or fake A, go C, for an example. Can you use a press to talk button because there's some static noise? If that is possible.
Yes.
Okay, great. Okay, good. So basically, this is what I would do in every single match on Lotus. Reason is very simple, because in the C-long area of the map, your teammates cannot make that many mistakes as much they can make on A site and B, for an example. You can control almost every single fight that your teammates take. Usually what players do on Lotus is, you see this team composition. Like, who's gonna play C-set in the first round? Cypher. But he's gonna be defending the C-set alone. Like, I can guarantee to you that in this first round, they're gonna have 4 players here, possibly fighting for the aim and control, and Cypher is gonna be alone on C. And the thing about any Sentinel defending C-set in the first round, it is almost impossible to defend this site alone and stay alive. Like, the only Sentinel that can truly defend the C-set on Lotus is Vice. Every other Sentinel is like a bit underwhelming. Because the site is built in a very claustrophobic way, where it's way too easy to go through this choke point, destroy this utility, go with the updraft dash on top of this box, take the kill onto the Cypher, open the site. You get the point. So, and also the post plants on the C site, even though they're not easier than on A, they're like very simple. Like, you cannot make that many mistakes, and especially when enemies have a shit team composition where they don't have a Tejo or a Breach or something like that, it's fairly easy to play them. You know, like your teammates cannot, once again, your teammates cannot make any mistakes that you cannot compensate with your better positioning or something like that. Now, when it comes to the team comps, the only thing that we need to talk about here is you need to track where your chamber is putting the trips. Like, we always have a right trip for, you know, the split or the execute that we're doing. We should ask our Sky to always use an early flash in like the C-long area of the map to push that one enemy back. And also, like, we need to tell our Clove, you know, what type of a smoke setup we need based on economy and based on like where we think enemies are playing at that moment of time. Everything else is not important. You know, like what your ISO does and what your teammates do later literally doesn't matter. We can compensate everything. Now, in this match, what we really need to be aware, like in every match that you play on every map, like depending on the team compositions, there's a few things that you should be aware of as soon as the match starts, and instantly mentally tell yourself, aha, I need to be more careful about this ability, about that ability in this area of the map. So when it comes to the Cypher, one thing that we really need to be careful about is like some early setup in the C-long area of the map. Like, what I love to do on Cypher, I love to use an early trip here, then use a cage here, use a camera here, and, you know, when you're going from the right side, someone gets tripped here, I open the cage, kill that guy. So we need to track if he's using any early setups, and we really don't want to die from such a stupid setup. Now, when it comes to his setups on C, like, there's literally not a single setup that can fuck you up as long as you use the updraft dash. So when you're playing against the Cypher and you're playing Jett, you're always buying the updraft and one smoke in every single round. So basically, we should be ending up, you know, here, depending, you know, which round we're playing and depending on our economy. When it comes to the Gecko, that's something that we really need to be aware of in this match. Like these pop flashes. We cannot allow the Gecko to fuck us up like that. So we need to be ready for the pop flash through the tree, for the pop flash in C-long, like, and be ready. Like, you just mentally prepare yourself. Like, tell yourself, like, Gecko has a flash, I'm playing against the Gecko. If I hear that buzzing sound of the Dizzy, I want to be ready to flick onto that shit. And everything else is whatever. You know, they have a decent team composition to fight for the aim and area of the map, but they don't have that much utility. So what does that mean? You know, once they burn through the Gecko flash, Molotov, raise, nade, I mean, we can, against this team comp, we can just let them take aim in, and with our team comp, we can easily retake the aim and area of the map in any round. We don't even need to fight for it immediately, because they have a shit team comp to actually hold the aim and area of the map once they take it. Now, in this first round with the Jett, like, I would just take the spike, basically, hey guys, let's go C, light shield, updraft, smoke, chamber, can you please put your trip right here, because we are going for a 5-man push on C. Chamber, please don't lurk, don't flank, come play with us, it's the first round, let's fuck up that Cypher on the C side. I would just jump spot this angle as soon as the round starts. Lead the charge here. Clear that box. Jump spot this. Dash ability ready. Smokes are down. You're going for the updraft dash onto the site. Clearing this angle. Right angles. Left angle. And from this position, you're supporting your teammates in every fight that they're gonna take. And you don't need to over-aggress from this position. You can just stay here, relax, chill, wait for your teammates to move in, and then, together with your teammates, take the gunfights. So let's see what you are gonna do, and like, you know, what's gonna happen. The reason why I avoid going A in the first round is because of general players' mentality in ranked solo queue. Like 95% of players on Lotus love to fight for the aim and control, even in the first round, which is diabolical. So a 10 times safer option was abusing C-set early on and checking how good is that cipher on the C-set, because if he's also a trash sentinel, I mean, we can just keep abusing C-set for the rest of this match, essentially. So this is a bit of a 50-50 gamble play going onto A-set in the first round. Your teammates can die in so many different ways, from so many different angles that you cannot compensate in time. And I would not do this in ranked solo queue ever, unless I, for some reason, cannot persuade my teammates to follow my call out. And now we're getting a ghost in this round. This is fine. You know, the only mistake we can make right now is not taking the tree control once we take the aim and control. And whenever you're going A, you need to fight for this, and from this position you're leading the charge onto the site. Let's see what's gonna happen. And in this first round, I would actually use my dash ability to take the rubble right here. Why? Because I just don't know. I don't know if enemies are gonna fight, how aggressively they're gonna fight, what the fuck they're gonna do. So the first time you're going A, I would always use a dash ability for this. In other rounds, I would do it based on economy and based on whether or not enemies are fighting for the aim and control. If I notice they're not fighting for aim, well, fuck it, I can just, you know, start onto this position, go down here, from this position, jump spot the enemies, and then take all of these fights here together with my teammates, and then move into the tree. Sir, do you prefer Gas Vengeance if I buy one single skin for Vandal? You're asking the wrong guy, because I generally love the golden skins in Valorant, you know? So, my best skin is Exo Vandal. But Gas Vengeance is definitely top 5. Not bad. You're not gonna regret it, except that you're spending money in Valorant. Okay. Which server is this?
It's LATAM.
How many servers do you have in LATAM?
We have a few. It's Miami, Chicago, and Miami, MX City. And actually, I have Valorant open. Allow me 1 second.
I never coached privately a single player from LATAM. That's why I'm asking. Like,
yes, it is Mexico City, Miami, Chicago, Bogota, and Santiago. But I would never play in Bogota or Santiago. That's like 200, 150 plus ping.
How much ping do you get on NA servers? Did you ever try?
I'm thinking on switching because I've had really bad experiences. The last time I played, I think I had like 60 ping, but you gotta understand, I usually get like 12 ping. So it's going to be like a big jump for me.
Listen, I would do that, bro. Like literally, I don't know. In LATAM, like the problem is like on these small servers is that the quality of the matches is always worse. And the players' quality is also worse. So like I don't know, if I was you and I had 60 ping on NA, I would just play on NA. There's no doubt, to be honest. Okay.
And you mentioned that I could just like request or ask Riot to change the account over?
I think they do that. I think they do that. Like I had a few friends that switched the accounts, the regions of the accounts, and tried through the player support. Why not?
Okay.
Okay, so far this is fine. Good. Listen, so one mistake here. Whenever you're going through the doors, like always clear the doors like this. So don't get too close to the doors. And going like this, for an example. Like, wait. So, you hit the switch right here. Just a second. Let the doors close. You hit the switch. Pull yourself back a bit. And now jiggle around the doors like this. Now, jiggle peek this angle. Clear it. And then, as the doors are closing, move through here. But, of course, in this example, I mean, we have ISO. We can just move back. ISO is running. Okay, let's support the ISO. And let's fight with him. Mistake number 2. Brother, like, I really don't care if you're in the middle of the fight, or the fight is about to happen, or you know, you're going through some area of the map where enemies can be. Even in a situation like this, you should have a dash ability activated and ready. Like, as you're taking a fight, get in a habit of pressing that E button. Always. Like here, for example. ISO is moving in. His shield got broken. Like, already here, you should have activated your dash ability and headed for these fights. Because in this example, you know, if I start whiffing my shots, I would always reset myself. And there's no way that I would commit to this fight. Because I whiff my shots, okay, I can reset myself for a second better fight instead of rushing this one out. And even if your ISO dies in this process, like by just resetting towards this wall here, I can go for a second better fight to dead zone the gecko and refrag my ISO, and now I'm gonna end up in a 4v4, which is totally fine. But every single time with Jett, like when you die and you didn't use your dash ability to reset yourself after whiffing the shots, or once you saw that your crosshair was not ready for the enemies, you could have done something better. And you know, you don't need a coach or anyone else to tell you that you could have done something better. Like, as a Jett player, like, you should be very, very light on this dash ability. Like, okay, there's a chance I'll fight the enemies, like, I'm too scared to go through some area of the map, activate the dash ability. And dash ability is never wasted if it allowed you to safely pass and go through some area of the map. And also with the dash ability, like, players usually feel more confident, you know, because you always have a tool that like, allows you to get out, get in, and then, you know, like, escape any unwanted scenarios. Like, this is the reason why I said, like, that your sensitivity might be a bit too high, because on 0.3 at 1600 DPI, like, doing micro corrections in a fight like this, I generally don't know how. Like, I mean, you need to have some superb levels of mechanics to achieve that. Like, your sense is like 30% higher than it is actually required for a game such as Valorant. So this is already a sign that, you know, maybe we should go a bit lower if you already cannot control this sensitivity, you know, for these micro corrections, and your shots look like this. Let's go to like 0. I don't know, 0.2 maybe instead of 0.3, because this fight looked horrible in terms of micro corrections, like, literally all over the place. But the sensitivity can actually be a problem in this specific case scenario. You know, so most of the time sensitivity is not the problem. Like, most of the times players are just coping and they're like, I need to switch aim. You don't need to. You just need to aim train. You know, same as if I was complaining about sensitivity, that would be ridiculous, essentially. But this might be a problem with the sensitivity, because 0.3 at 1600 DPI is way too high for Valorant, in my opinion. For an average player. Now, this is the reason, like, you know, why in the first round I just wouldn't go A. You know, like, this looked like it's very hard to compensate all of this. Yes, we could have got a kill on Gecko and maybe the Raze as well, but still, you know, no one went through the aim in here. Your Sky with the spike is in the smoke there alone. She's scared to push in. We cannot take any map control. We need to fight on so many different angles on the A set. Like, this is just way too complicated first round for ranked environment. And you see here, how many enemies were on the A side? 3 enemies. Raze, Jett, and Gecko. Which means that Clove is a B player, which means that Cypher was a solo player. Brother, one Sentinel, unless it is Sky, cannot defend the C set properly. Vice, not Sky. It's impossible. Especially as you go lower through ranks, where, you know, these players are just terrible. You want to tell me that Ascendant Cypher players knows how to hold the C site? Like, most of the times he's either gonna leave the site, leave it fully open, or he's gonna overcommit, play in some bad position, and maybe he's gonna get one kill, but 4v4 posted on C set while the rest of the enemy team is all the way on B and A. Totally fine by me. Okay, in this one going A, even though it is not the most optimal thing right now because of economy, it's actually not a bad idea. Because it is far more unpredictable rather than now changing the pattern and going C or going B for an example. So like, the only thing that I would do here, I would definitely get a bandit. Like in these eco rounds with Jett, you really want to get good with bandit now. Shorty is still fine if you're pushing some claustrophobic area of the map, like C set for an example, or B site in the second round. But every single player should learn bandit in the current meta, especially because bandit is for some reason getting buffed in the next patch, in the next act. So yeah, like in this type of round, you should always force the bandit and try to use bandit in this type of rounds more like a shotgun. So what does that mean? If you can force a fight that is a close range fight, like basically smoke dashing into the enemy's face, do it. Because on 0 to 10 meters, like, you know, you can literally spam down the enemies, one bullet to the head, they're dead, and that's it. How to fix my ping? I don't know, man. Like, the only way to fix the ping is by using exit lag and by optimizing your internet connection. Watch my optimization guide. Like, I don't know which guide that is. Optimization guide. Does this work? No. No, that doesn't work. Settings. Ping. Go on my Discord server. Watch that guide. Maybe it's gonna work for you. Maybe not. The best EU servers, London and Frankfurt. Unfortunately.
Drown out enemy rays.
So in this one, like, you should definitely be buying a bandit. You know, there's really no reason to play with a classic, and I would try to have a bit higher chances of winning this round than maybe going for some crazy one-tips. Here, one thing that I instantly don't like, but okay, I mean, you were typing in the chat and, you know, I get it, but you should be more ready to play this round, obviously. Like, you know, in this round, because I have a classic and smoke, what I would try to do, I would definitely try to push a bit closer towards the enemies, and from this position try to get the fights together with my teammates. And as I already mentioned, we should always be ready for this gecko flash, and also be ready for a flash that goes through this position right here. But I highly doubt that that Ascendant players know about that flash and they're gonna be using it. So, how we played these early rounds is terrible, because I already told you at the beginning of this match, like, what you can expect from the enemies, and what should we expect from them, and what's easier for us. And enemies are doing exactly what we were pre-assuming before the match even started. So just, you know, going A early on is just so unnecessary on Lotus. Like, I swear to God, you can try this in one match that you play on Lotus. Try for 12 rounds in a row on the attacker side just to go C in different variations. Like, basically 5-man push C, fake push onto B, and then moving the round towards the C side, fake A, go C. You will win minimum 6 rounds, but if you already want to gamble, and you don't want to invest an inch of your mental power to read the game, that is how you can win 6 rounds minimum on the attacker side of Lotus. Like, it is impossible that you lose more than 6. Because players on Lotus are just terrible at defending C side, and they completely, you know, they trust their sentinel way too much on that part of the map.
Spike down A.
Smoke's up.
Okay.
Reload.
I got the spike.
But to be honest, like, I mean, here, because we're playing an eco round with a classic pistol, probably the best idea would be to search for some picks on B and try to get some close range picks. I mean, like, literally. But, you know, the first round we only lost because we didn't get a trade there like, that was just purely mechanical. The second round, I don't know. Like, you should have both abandoned it and try once again dashing towards the rubble and trying to get some picks from the rubble and supporting your teammates.
No, hay cuatro. Vamos.
Okay, listen, man. So, this is something that we talked about before when I was looking at your messages on Discord. If you don't know if an enemy can be in an area of the map, so you lost information in some area of the map for 3 seconds, or you never had it to begin with, behave like an enemy will be there and can be there. So here, I don't know where's the Clove, I don't know where's the Cypher, I don't know if the Cypher maybe pushed the C-long area of the map. We need to clear all of these angles like the Cypher is there. Like basically the back of this box, this corner right here, this position right here. We cannot be running with a knife right now because, you know, the Cypher can literally be up in our ass on all of these positions.
Voy a comer por acá.
Vente conmigo, güey. No te separes de mí. Nada más quedamos tú y yo.
No va a haber nadie. Por eso te digo que como aquí.
Okay, this is actually really weird. So he is actually picking up his trips. Okay, that's good to know.
Todo uno.
Spike planted.
No one in me, Rourke.
Now listen, like, in this 2v5, no one is expecting you to win this round, obviously. Your only focus in this round should be, like, getting at least 1 kill. So we get 2 ultimate points, and we damage the enemy's economy a bit. So right now, probably the best idea would be to maybe play with a mix. And in the waterfall, trying to get, like, 1, 2, or 3 picks with a mix before we die.
Ya están llegando por larga.
¿Todos o...?
Sí. 3, 4 pasos.
Okay, job done. Job done.
Sí. Para matar.
Now in this round, once again, it's an okay idea going A, because we are trying to build more pressure onto the A site and build a bit more unpredictable pattern that enemies cannot actually follow on a defender side. And also, we're basically preparing ourselves for the fake in the round number 4. But once again, in this round, we should be dashing towards the rubble, especially because we noticed in the previous round that enemies are fighting for
Voy a poner humo aquí.
a main area of the map.
Keep them ground. Hold blocking sight.
Okay, so you cleared this whole area of the map. Also, Cypher is now playing on the A set. That's good to know. Brother, here we always go through the tree. So as soon as you clear the box and you clear A main area of the map, instantly shift your focus towards the tree area of the map. Without the tree control, pushing onto the A site is always a 50-50 gamble. We just need to eliminate, you know, this angle from the enemies, so that the rest of our team can freely go into the site and only observe whether or not enemies are going to kill them from the left side and from the stairs. And personally, I would never trust my teammates with taking the tree and, you know, taking the control of that area of the map. Also, like, you know, doing a 5-man push through the tree is totally fine as well. Especially when you're playing the Jett, because, you know, with the Jett smokes, you can easily make a cover for yourself and your teammates to just fight in one area of the map. Like, even without the dash ability, you drop a smoke here, clear this angle, get into this position, and now from this position, we can work up and together with the teammates clear the whole site. Or you don't want to fight enemies on the left side, okay, just drop the smoke there, let's move into that spot, and let's move in. Now this is one of those unnecessary fights that you can pick on the attacker's side. Like, why are you even peeking this angle? You know? Like, just look at the minimap. How far away your teammates are at this moment of time. Doors are not open. The A-link. Your ISO is inside of the enemy smoke in the tree. we didn't take any significant space from the enemies, and our teammates are way, way too behind. Right now, I will not even be peeking anything. Like, your only job at this moment of time is to wait for your teammates to come a bit closer and be ready to swing together with them as they're getting these contacts. So right now, what we should be doing is just hugging this wall like this, waiting for our teammates to move a bit closer with us, and together with our teammates, we're taking all of these fights, taking the space, supporting the ISO, and that's it. So this type of fight is one of the fights that is kind of unnecessary to pick on the attacker side, because it's a pure like 50-50. God knows who's gonna win this fight, and this is not your job. Your job is to take space together with your allies or before them with the dash ability, and then fight together with them. But no, not gonna lie, very good shot by the by the Cypher to the head. Okay, so the reason why you pushed 3 rounds in a row on A is to do a fake in the round number 4. How should the fake look like? So in this round, we should tell our Sky and ISO to do the fake. So, Mix, can you do a smoke here? That's the first call out. Sky and ISO, go fake A. Send it. Mix, after you do a smoke, play with me and Chamber in the C area of the map. And we are slowly taking the space here as our teammates are advancing in the A main area of the map, and as they're getting a harder contact with the enemies here. Or, if you hear the enemies rotating from C to A, you can instantly start taking the space and going onto the free bomb site. So we applied enormous amount of pressure right now on the A site. And if we do a proper fake, this round is over, even though it's an eco hull by round. Love from India.
¿Sí me escuchaste, verdad, Sky? Sorry.
Muchas gracias.
Sky, un flash
Much love to Canada.
Gracias, bro.
Smoke's resonating.
Yeah.
Blinded.
Like, this is, for example, diabolical. You know, like, in an eco round, playing a default and relying on your teammates to pick these individual fights. I would never do this in my life in ranked solo queue, if it is possible. Like, in this type of rounds, early rounds, like first 4 to 6, when you end up eco, it's better if you just play together and do something together. So basically, like, we just we have to organize our team as better. And the only reason why we like did a 5-man push on A 3 rounds in a row is to apply that mental pressure that we really love going A, that we're maybe gonna go A multiple rounds in a row, and so that enemies are overstacking it a bit more. Like in this round, it's way too predictable that we are maybe gonna go B or C, for an example. Because once again, we lost a round on A. You know, we lost 3 rounds on A. But if we do a fake, I guarantee to you that enemies will be pulling a rotation like this. And also you notice that in the first 3 rounds as well. Enemies were rotating on A site immediately. Like every time when we were hitting A, there was like 3, 4, 5 enemies already in the next, you know, in the first 15 seconds, 20 seconds of the round. If you notice that in ranked solo queue, try to do a fake. Why not? Especially in an eco round. Even if your teammates don't know how to fake and they fuck it up, at least we tried. Something good. But here in this round, like, I would just completely switch up this round. Well, I would basically play with my teammates in B main, tell the Sky to play with us, and let's try a 5-man push B with a Chamber on the lurk, and let's see how that is gonna go.
Blocking sight.
Listen, instead of covering your Sky with a smoke, which is okay, interesting idea to support your teammate, I don't hate it. It's interesting. Just fight with her. You know, like, you destroy the Gecko Flesh. She wanna pick that fight in an eco round. Go take that fight. Yeah, fight is bad for us, obviously, because, you know, we're playing an eco, but we have 2 sheriffs. Maybe we can get, you know, 2 1-taps. Who knows? But if Sky dies right now for nothing, the round might be already over, and, you know, like, it's kind of stupid losing a life of a teammate like this. Go!
Spike carrier is killed.
Spike down, C.
I Got the spike.
Brother, this sensitivity... Do you play any other games? What do you play right now?
Yeah. Okay. You may not know. Maybe you know it's called Team Fortress 2, and yes,
Yeah,
I do have a high sensitivity there. I'm not even playing like an aiming class. I'm playing the spy. I'm killing people from the back, so I'm not even aiming.
TF2 is really good, man. Like, I'm really sad that the game is dying. I mean, it's kind of dead, basically. Like,
Yeah, I guess.
okay.
Really sad. Not gonna...
I don't know, man. Like this, I can. Sensitivity is a bit of a problem for you, as I already said. Like, literally, I don't know. It seems like you simply cannot control this high of a sense, and it's kind of stupid to have 0.3 at 1600 DPI. Like in Valorant, the maximum you need is 0.4 at 800, 0.2 on 1600. Like that's the maximum. Like you literally don't need a higher sensitivity. It doesn't matter how big of a desk space you have. It doesn't matter how you actually aim. With 0.4, 0.2, you can do everything in this game. What are you currently on your main servers? I didn't play like Valorant for 5 months. I didn't grind it.
Fire in the hole!
Okay. We can maybe switch up this round into a win.
Link is heaven.
Listen. Here, probably, the best idea we can do is just shift up this round towards the C side. Just walk out through B main and go C. Why? We know that Cypher is the A player. So on the A side, he probably has the full setup there. I really don't want to, deal with that shit as well in a round where I have a Sheriff. Second reason is, I mean, we literally know that both Gecko and Cypher right now are on the B side. They need to gamble. Usually what players do. So what players do on a defender side, when they add up 2v2, most of the times they play alone. Cypher here is gonna play B, A, Gecko is gonna play C, Waterfall. That's a huge mistake. And we are always fighting 2v1. Like, as long as we do something together, we have a very high chance of winning this round. The two worst things we can do: take solo fights and push B, or push A in this round. Just shift the round towards the C side. We have a minute to plant the spike.
Los dos ahí.
Here.
You should have been running here with a chamber. I mean, I understand that Gecko here was pushing you, and maybe we could have got the timing onto his little guys, but right now that timing is gone. Knife in the hands, and let's rotate. You see, like, one guy is going A, Mr. Cypher, Mr. Gecko, and a Cypher is actually on the B side. Like here, if you just run towards the spawn and then walked from this position, I guarantee to you, like, either no one is gonna be here or one enemy. 2v1, I would always take in this type of round. You should have followed up this chamber. Like, that was a huge mistake. Generally speaking, like, in these 2v2s, like, the main mentality you want to have... Thank you for the prime sub, enjoy the playbook. The main mentality you want to have is, like... whatever my teammates want to do, that's what I'm gonna do. Now, of course, if you think that you have some insane timing to fuck up the enemies, or, like, you have a better idea how to win that round, like how to position, correct your teammate and tell him to do something else, obviously. But here where, your teammate is literally muted, I mean, the chamber is muted, whatever chamber does is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna let him pick the first contacts, the first fights. I'm gonna be there for a refrag, and I wanna end up in a 1v1 post plant as a bare minimum.
One enemy remaining.
Está ahí mismo. Creo que me siguió, también ten eso en cuenta.
No te escuché.
30 seconds
Ah,
left.
verga, se me olvidó.
Feliz Navidad! Okay, chamber won the round for you, but we should have just played with the chamber. And in this type of situation, like, you basically do what chamber did, and that's it. Okay, Now, even more reasons to do a 5-man push right now onto the C site. Cypher is actually playing A for the last 3 rounds. Let's go C. Like, what's the problem? Like, C site is... I don't know, it's just such a weak site in ranked solo queue when it comes to defense. Like, players just don't have a really good idea of how to defend it, and usually they need to have some crazy mechanical skill to successfully defend it against this type of a team composition with the Dive Duelist and Sky.
Voy a ir por B, yo buscando.
And even if this chamber is muted and he wanna do something alone, let him. Fuck it. Maybe he gets a pick in aim and pulls the enemy's rotation as well.
Fun.
Ahí los pongo.
No.
Once again here, we should definitely be dashing towards the rubble. Like, we need to take that space because enemies fought in the previous rounds for the aim-in.
Ah, okay.
Okay, Mr. Shambur. This smoke that you're doing there, totally fine. I mean, you're fucking up your chamber a bit, but I don't know how much I would rely on my random Ascendant chamber teammate to take that fight and take that duel, especially when enemies can have the operator. Do you think Raze will get nerfed soon? I think that Jett and Omen are probably get nerfed in the next 12 months. I think Jett is gonna lose 1 smoke probably, and Omen is gonna lose 1 teleport. I'm like 99% certain that is the next step for these 2 agents.
Okay, espérate y vas a tirar flash.
Once again, you should be playing with an ISO, not with a Sky. Hey, listen, I understand, like, Sky has the spike, you want to play with that guy. But the problem is, when you're pushing A, if you don't apply enough pressure from the tree, and if you don't take this position right here, nothing matters. Like, whatever we do in this area of the map, we can easily get fucked from this part of the map later. Phoenix is gonna be nerfed, absolutely. But I think the only thing they're gonna do for Phoenix is the ultimate is gonna be like 7 or 8 ultimate points. Listen, the fight that you picked, totally good fight. I probably would have picked it as well in this situation. We just got fucked by the Cypher trip. It's fine. Like, we should just be, we should be taking this kill. But you're just making your gameplay much harder than it should actually be. Like, we are not testing in these early rounds, like, the good default executes and plays, and we're just, doing quite the opposite, essentially. Like, what's the good default place on this map? Just take the tree, go A, go C, for an example. And that's the easiest way to win Lotus in the lobbies below Immortal 1. Like, abusing those 2 areas of the map primarily. Like, going here to the aim in a crossfire setup without the tree control, it's always hard. Like, enemies can be playing a crossfire, enemies can be fucking up on timing, like, spraying you down through the stairs right here and killing you. There's a lot of bullshit that can happen. Here, one thing that you should have definitely done, and I don't know why you didn't, when you like got tripped right here, you should have like updrafted and reset yourself.
Puedes venir, ve.
Ya tiene. ¿Viste?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, this one looks better. Okay, 10 points for the style. The VOD, we got Diamond 3 from 5 placement matches. I don't know how we got Diamond 3. We literally won like 4 out of 5 games and got 1 draw on an Immortal 3 account.
Bueno, vamos.
Voy a ultear, voy a ultear. Ulteo.
Now, what did you say? Did you say something?
Who, me?
Yeah, okay, you said something in the game. Okay, sorry. Listen, so basically here, I would not use this updraft to scout the enemies in the C-long area of the map. The only reason is Cypher. Like, when you're playing Jett, you really need to be very generous. No, not generous, like very hard on when you're gonna use this subdrift and for what. Because every single execute that you do against the Cypher needs to be a updrift dash execute, especially when you're going C. Like, so when you're playing against the Cypher, I would almost never do the play that you did right now. Because right here, I don't know how, I mean, we can move in, obviously. Like, we can still dash and then maybe take the space. But if the Cypher is on the C side, we're gonna have a really bad time.
Blocking sight.
Let's switch A yet?
I need to ask you something. While you were flicking left and right, like this, were you actually able to track where are the enemies? Or...
No. I did it too fast.
So you know, there's one problem with this mechanic. I just feel that every single player that I coach, and I tell him to do this, you're just doing it for the sake of it. You're not actually doing it to get the info. So, if you're already doing this shit, just for the sake of it, and you're not really focused on, you know, gathering information, like, try getting yourself in a habit, first, on just doing a flick onto just one area on the map. You know, if you cannot track the information, proper info, by doing this, like, just, you know, just flick left, for an example, just to clear this angle, or flick right to clear the right angles. But the worst thing you can do is like what you did, because I just feel that, you know, most of the players when they get this tip of you should be using your dash ability to reveal the enemies left and right, most players are just doing it because, you know, like, you know, coach told me to do that, high elo player told me, let's do this. But so what do you want to learn when you're using the dash ability with this mechanic of a dash ability? You want to learn, like, where you should actually be placing your eyes and which angles you should be checking when you're flicking left and right. And just for the starter, you know, you're going C, do this. And, you know, over with time, when you get, when this feels slow for you, when you feel that you're ready to flick left as well, apply the left flick. And with time, you're going to learn, aha, I need to check if an enemy is here, here, or here when I do this dash, for an example. Or if you're dashing B into this position, just make sure that no one is in that corner to fuck up your teammates. Or if you're dashing A, but well, most of the time, so nice that you don't need to even dash. Like, you can just drop a smoke here and then go out. But let's say you're dashing, I don't know, here or here. Okay, I mean, this area of the map is a bit more simple. Like, there's not that many flicks that you can do. You get the point. Like, just clear only one side instead of just doing stuff for the sake of it.
Blocking sight.
Let's switch A yet?
Está mal puesto el humo de Heaven.
Okay, here I really hope that we're not gonna over-aggress, because there's no reason to over-aggress right now. We took a side for free. As I already mentioned, players don't know how to defend C-side. Defending C-side is a really hard job, and you need to be very good mechanically to do it. Right now, when you enter the site, no matter which site it is, first thing that you look at is, do enemies have some ultimate or abilities that can fuck us up in the post plant? Here, enemies don't have anything. Gecko ultimate is whatever. We can destroy it easily, literally bullshit. But if the enemy set a Breach ultimate, Killjoy ultimate, Vice ultimate, we need to fight for more space. In this example, we don't have to fight for more space. Second thing you ask yourself is, what the fuck are my teammates doing? So, here, ISO looks kinda aggressive. So I really wanna stick to my ISO and do whatever the hell he wanna do at that moment of time. And if your teammates are just wanna, you know, your teammates just wanna play passively, just get on the best postman position that you have on that part of the map. Like, on the C side, it will always be this spot. On the B side, it will always be, you know, under the site here, or taking the A-link control. On A side, it will 99% of times be like this position here or here, depending, you know, where your teammates are playing at that moment of time.
My ult is ready. Reloading.
Like, this is just unnecessary risk. Especially now that we got a pick, you just reset yourself, get on top of the boxes, and get ready to rain the terror onto the enemies.
Tírame un flash aquí.
Here.
No tengo. Tiro
Okay.
pero-
This is, you know, one of those unnecessary fights that you can take on the attacker's side. That, your job is done. We took the space, planted the spike, got a numbers advantage. Yes, you didn't do half of that stuff, but who the fuck cares? Your job is done. Like, now we just play a basic refrag game.
No distraction.
Time to hunt.
Well, that was a waste. Listen, I would never really trust my initiator's utility until high radiant lobbies, to be honest. So even though your Sky, you know, used the dog here, I don't know how well she actually cleared the left corner. So, you know, I will still clear this position, just to be 100% certain. In these, you know, all the way up to Immortal 3 Radiant, like, you cannot really fully trust your initiator's utility and generally utility from your teammates. Clear the angles, at least for the sake of it, just to build a habit of doing that.
En cascada.
And this is just mega giga unnecessary, like, you know, literally, the round is practically over, like, just relax, chill, play with the Sky, eyes up, mix, finish this round.
Buena. Está, creo que sigue cascada y uno.
Okay, you're making one mistake here. You can never be holding these one and done angles by playing still. I cannot be waiting here, waiting for this cipher to pick me and destroy me. I mean, this is not even a one and done, you know, this is not an uncommon angle. Like, when you're going for the CT clear, like, you should always be checking this position. This type of a spot, especially with ultimate. Silent step mechanic, in and out, and that's it. Like, we cannot be holding an angle like this statically.
One enemy remaining.
Buena.
Okay.
Have credit.
You see, that was pretty easy push onto the seaside. So let's do it again. No?
Anyone have?
Never mind. The answer is no.
Blocking sight.
I'm crying.
Why?
Why don't I just do it? It's so easy.
Listen, the problem in ranked solo queue is, like, players usually overcomplicate their rounds way too much. Like, kills theoretically don't matter in the game. Like, as long as you do the bare minimum necessary job, you can easily translate that round into a win. Like, only the rounds where you're, you know, in a numbers disadvantage or economy disadvantage, you need to pull those rounds out of your ass, play more aggressively, and be a big brain, actually. Like, this type of rounds, mega easy to play. Here as well, like, I mean, probably a very repetitive mistake for you is gonna be going through this aim and area of the map. I would really never do it. Like, maybe I would go through aim in here if I have 4 teammates going through the tree. Maybe. Like, if I have 4 teammates on the tree, okay, I'll try to peek on enemies on timing here, keep this control, make sure that enemies cannot get onto this angle, and then on timing just swing out and take the space with the dash ability. But unless I have 4 teammates in the tree, go tree.
¿Puedes tirar, perro? Hay que ejecutar rápido, antes de que rote.
Adelantó Vela Club.
And this usually never works. Like, usually. The problem is, like, just, you know, even when you're playing Jett. So what is one of your default executes onto the A side? Like, smoke dashing into this corner, and then from this position engaging the enemies, or doing a smoke dash. Like, even when you do this type of an execute, without a tree and without this portion of the map controlled, you can easily get spammed through the smokes, get fucked on timing, enemies can kill you and stuff like that. Like, we really need to unlock this part of the map before we do anything in the aim and area of the map. And also, it's just easier for the enemies to defend the site. You know, no one opened the tree, no one is in the tree. Let's just, you know, 4 of the enemies just focus on one choke point. But how the... Well, I'm not a Terminator, man. Like, I'm not a Rambo, man. Like, I cannot kill 4 enemies on 4 different angles.
Party's over.
Okay, Sky, can you please heal me?
Motherfucker.
Vámonos de aquí, vámonos de aquí.
Por caída.
Danilo, thank you for 31 sub, man.
Over here. Blocking sight.
I don't know why you didn't get healed here for the whole duration.
Vámonos, vámonos.
What is that chamber trip? Like, what is this rank, bro? So, we're doing a 5-man push on A. Chamber uses a trip here. When you're doing a 5-man push on C, chamber uses a trip here. When you're doing a B push, we can just use a trip here so the enemies cannot cross it in any way. Or if you're doing a, let's say, a B split, then we can have a trip that looks like this, for an example. Yes, a lot of these trips can easily be smoked off, but the point of the trip is like to cover areas of the map in a way where they either cannot be smoked off, or enemies are forced to destroy it, or it can cover like multiple angles for us. Like, for example, when you drop a trip like this, enemy Jett cannot cross it in any way. Cypher cannot cross it in any way. Like, you need to be so precise with your smoke to cross a trip like this. It's impossible. Clove, Omen, and Smokers can pass it, but it is mega hard. Let's say Cypher is on the lurk and flank, and he says, Clove, can you smoke the trip here? Brother, do you think an Ascendant Immortal, low Immortal, Clove understands how they should put a smoke to cover this trip? Just you know, on Lotus it doesn't matter that much, but on other maps, like, it matters a lot. Like where your chamber is putting the trips, and you should learn, because chamber is such a common sentinel pick in ranked solo queue. You should learn at least some basic trip setups and good trip setups to correct that maniac from fucking us up. Here, literally, one enemy can be on the left side, and you need to be aware of that.
Okay.
Hawk out.
Hubieras tirado el pájaro aquí, güey. ¿Me puedes curar? Gracias.
Once again, always play Valorant with a bit of paranoia. You don't know if enemies are somewhere, we lost information somewhere, clear every angle. Check left, check right. Also, what I would do here, if I'm rotating from A to C, I will check this position and box. It takes you 1 second. But if an enemy is there, he has such a fast timing to push us from behind, and the round is over.
Sigue haciendo ruido, Chamber. Dispara, porfa.
Reloading.
I mean, chamber making noise here makes absolutely no difference, you know? The problem is, like, you run through this area of the map where enemies can literally hear you in B main, hear you on C side right now. But whatever chamber does, it doesn't matter. Like, to be honest, it's even better if the chamber keeps his location a secret right now, because he can maybe pick apart one enemy that is rotating from A towards C.
Vamos. Aquí está el...
Okay, Mr. Cypher. This is the first time I see this from you, but what you really want to avoid in Valorant, especially on the attacker side, and this can really fuck you up on maps, especially on Breeze, for an example. You never want to be exposed like this, from 2 angles, that you cannot see the enemies at the same moment of time. I cannot be exposed from the CT and waterfall, and push into the site like this. Like, what I can do, if I want to aggress the enemies or do something right now, we can do something like this, for an example. So, instead of going right, I can just check the waterfall, like this, and now from this position, instantly take this cover to wrap into the CT, and basically start taking the CT control, for an example. But here, fighting in this position, without any knowledge whether or not one enemy is CT, waterfall, or waterfall, is just crazy. You know, you're just gambling too much. Especially when you're playing against the Cypher players, or players that don't like to rotate that fast. God knows where is this Cypher right now, and you know, where are all 4 of these enemies. But in this round, we should be doing something aggressive. I mean, playing this Pulseman 2v4 passively is just it's over. It's really hard winning this. So the best play right now would have been to aggress the enemies into the CT and try to pick some solo fights and maybe get 1 or 2 kills before you play with the sky again. But holding a position like this, I don't think we're winning in this round.
I die, yes.
Player stand.
Yep. Generally speaking, like, on both attackers and defenders side, like, this type of overexposure should never happen to you. Like, you should never be visible from 2 angles where the enemies might be at that moment of time and that you don't see at that moment of time. Just a second, I need to take a quick piss. 1 minute. Oh. Okay, we're back. Let's go.
Ending.
Sit there.
Or down.
Oof, we almost won this round. What the hell, bro?
De aquí o acá, ahí le gusta.
Listen, like, you know, in the first 4 to 6 rounds, one of your main jobs on the attacker's side is also to feel the game a bit. You know, like, ask yourself, like, what was the easiest for us, where we failed the most, how are the enemies positioning, or just generally, like, where did you feel that we can get the easiest rounds or the easiest picks? Like, even if you just play based on your feeling, but there is no way that your guts are telling you that going A is a good idea. We literally lost every round where we went onto the A site, and every A push. Fuck it. You know, like, especially one thing that you never want to do in ranked solo queue is finish the attacker's side without trying at least the good default executes on that map. So, in a Lotus example, we never tried a 5-man push on C, but a proper 5-man push on C, like where the chamber is not playing alone. We never tried a 5-man push on B. Let's try that as well. Why not? We never tried a B fake onto the C extend. We never tried a B split as well. Let's try these 4 things. Maybe something is gonna work out. Maybe somewhere the enemies have the weakness or like an opening where we can make in the future rounds as well. Because right now we have a very limited. I mean, you don't have a limited information. Just I don't know how much you were focused at collecting the info about the enemies. But if you already have no idea, you know, what's the best idea to be done, try everything default that is good for that map, and that I explained in the playbook as well. Like, fuck it. You know, like, better than going A right now.
Gusta jugar el equipo, entonces ten eso en cuenta.
Smoke's up. Stop the fire. Show me a target.
One quick tip here. Whenever you reach this angle, and you're the first one to peek the enemies in the aim-in, never peek this angle. Like, always jump spot it. Always do this. You don't know if an enemy is holding you on that off angle, jiggle peeking you. If enemies are maybe here, fuck it. Jump spot these angles, get the info, then swing out, clear the boxy box. You can maybe spam it as well here, because usually players play like this behind the box. If you spam them, there's gonna be a blood splatter, and that's it. But you know, don't rely on the spam to fully clear that angle. Just don't swing the angles like this. You know, right now, I don't know, enemy Jett with the operator could have been holding you from this angle right here, and from these angles right here. Micro adjustments are really bad for you. But the thing is, like, I don't know if it is sensitivity or just lack of training, you know, like, but I'm leaning more into the sensitivity problem. Whatever, like, listen, since this is a really big issue for you, like, I'm gonna give you aim training specifically designed for this, and you can try it for the next 8 weeks. And also, just I would recommend you to lower your sensitivity to 0.2 at 1600 DPI for the next 8 weeks, and let's see how that is gonna work. And then in 8 weeks from now, hit me up through private messages and tell me, you know, like, how does it feel? Is it better, worse, like, etc., etc., and we can maybe find some other solution.
Okay.
And once again, it doesn't matter which fight it is. Please activate your dash ability. Be very generous when you're using this ability. Even in a fight like this, activate the dash ability. Aha. Here, I whiff these shots. My crosshair goes to Jesus Christ. I'm dashing away, and I'm resetting myself. At least we reveal the raise. Now we can take this fight together with a mix, with the sky. We kill the enemy. Raise, we are 4v4 again. We can do something. But when you're dead, you can't do shit. Like, there should never be a moment of time in your gameplay when you're playing Jett where you die and you didn't use your dash ability to take the fight or to take the space or whatever. Be generous with this ability.
The back.
30 seconds
What can I do when my teammates are too passive and they don't move beyond default on C site? Even if there's a guy on the back side. I play on the top of the tall box for the refray game, but that's about it, and the round ends if they have any numbers, but ult advantage. Which agent you're playing in that example?
left.
0.36 in DPI is kinda insane unless you're a sweaty Kovacs player. I mean, listen man, considering you got Ascendant with his sensitivity and this aim, like, I think just purely on it, mechanics, we can get a few points to get you into Immortal, like, in the next 8 weeks. Which is good.
At least it's something that I can.
No tengo idea.
Which is obviously good.
Para que...
Get out of my way. Blocking sight.
Okay, let's wait for this to load up.
Con la ulti de Raze, igual nos tiran aquí cosas para que...
Get out of my way. Blocking sight.
Está la Jett a la izquierda.
Time to hunt.
You should be following up this ISO. You know, like here for example, okay, you dropped a smoke. I would be going with this ISO, and whatever ISO does is what you do as well. Like during this type of fast takes in the main areas of the map, like always try to follow up your most aggressive teammates no matter what. The only time I'm not gonna follow them up is if there's some kind of a utility preventing me to do that. Here, I mean, you get stunned by the breach, for an example. Here, you drop a smoke, go up, follow up the ISO. No matter how aggressively he plays, no matter how bad of a fight he takes, with the dash ability and using ISO as a drone, I can probably get a refrag, at least, and make an opening in this part of the map.
Está la Jett a la izquierda.
Time to hunt.
¿Puedes tirar perro en el humo?
This is that example, you know, like I would definitely not push through the raise nade and sacrifice like half of my HP just to play with the ISO.
Ya tiro el perro.
But here, once again, I'll still be following ISO. At least, ISO, you know, on attacker side, you almost always want to follow up your most aggressive teammate that is doing something proactively and something valuable at that moment of time for the whole team. But here, Sky, Chamber, Mix, holding up smoke in the A main. They're doing shit, nothing. ISO fighting alone in the B main. Okay, we can maybe take the tower control, B main control, clear the CT, take the full site open, and 3 of my teammates from the A main can easily move on to the B site and plant the spike there. Here you should just be going. Like, I will be supporting ISO, make sure that he doesn't die. And, you know, here I need to trust to some degree that 3 of my teammates can, at least one of them can stay alive and bring a spike onto the B site. Which should be enough if we play a proper refray game with the ISO.
Enemy spotted.
Like in this example, we could have killed that guy on the tower with the ISO, open the B site, rest of the team moves in, we can finish that round on the B site easily. Right now, once again, we're overcomplicating the round. Probably the whole enemy team already rotated onto the A site, and we're fighting 5v5 for absolutely no reason on the attacker side.
Flash.
And once again, like, we're moving on to the A side without a tree control.
Enemy spotted A.
Once again, I'll give you like 10 points for the style, but this was really, really crazy play. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what you expected here to happen. Like,
Yeah, I don't know.
you should have just taken this fight with ISO. Literally,
What
like,
is bro doing?
literally, like, you know, move up here, check the backside. ISO is fighting top. Bam, kill this guy, move on with your life. But this object was really like, overdoing it. Overcooking.
Do not let me cook.
Yeah. Okay. I like this more than whatever the fuck we were doing in the previous rounds. Okay, let's try the B split. You know, we didn't try it, why not? But during the B split, I would always recommend you to play with your teammates in the aim and area of the map. Especially if they're carrying the spike there. Like basically what is a perfect B split? 2 players play B main, 3 players play main, and spike goes into the B main. Because your teammates in B main, I mean like, they're gonna be fighting maximum 1 enemy there. And they're always fighting back to front. Like, you know, they don't need to be worrying about so many different angles. But if your teammates on aim and die, especially with a spike, the round is over, practically. So right now, you should be playing with your teammates in aim in, and leaving the mix to lurk up alone in this, just a second. I'm trying to fix something. Okay, let's go.
Smoke's resonating.
Good. Very good. Very good angle clearing. Very good peek as well. We got a bit lucky with the timing. I'm not gonna lie. But, very good. Very good. Listen, you really don't need to force the entries when your teammates cannot play with you. You know, like, but if you notice that your sky is already moving in, then it's fine. If you didn't notice that your sky is moving in, then it's not fine. Here, we should just wait for this gecko molly to go down and then move into the side. But if you notice that your sky is already going out, it was a good play. And this peak, for an example, another unnecessary fight from you. Like, your job is done. You took the space, made an opening. When you do this type of a dash, bam. All you have to do is just chill here. Just wait. Wait for your sky to take a fight. Wait for your mix to take a fight. And from this position, you're swinging out, taking the refrags, and fighting together with your teammates. You cannot be first contact anymore. Your teammates need to be the first contact now. And we're just trading them to secure this round and translate it into a win. And also, whenever you're going B, always try to dash into this position. You just have far more safety for yourself. You're never really stuck anywhere. You can choose whether or not you want to go tower, A-link. If you want to aggress the enemies in the CT, I would avoid dashing into this spot 10 out of 10 times. You just, you know, if your teammates don't if your teammates don't come to support you, you get flashed, you're dead. 2 enemies peek you, you're dead. But from this spot, you can easily isolate 1v1 fights and make the space for yourself. So since this is the first execute that we kind of saw from you, one problem that you might have is that in these full buy rounds is that you need to slow down a bit. You know, like once you take that initial space for your teammates. So for example, on the C side, it is, I don't know, like top of the box and this part right here. On B side, this part right here. On A side, this part right here. You can just relax. Chill. Your job is done. Now wait for your teammates to start moving in, and you just be ready with a crosshair and movement to refrag them, support them, make them stay alive. And we're consistently trying to move together with our team.
Flash aqui.
I hope this one's exciting.
I swear to God, like, try in one match on Lotus. Next time I play Lotus. 12 rounds in a go see. And tell me how many rounds you won.
Smoke's resonating.
Yeah, bueno.
Yeah.
Time to hunt. Blocking sight. Blocking sight.
Cuidado que puede tener un gap el humo. Pushea escaleras.
Okay, listen, this round, not that bad, to be honest. Like, even though everything kind of looked a bit scuffed, I'm not gonna lie.
Yes.
And all over the place, it's okay. You know, your reaction to almost everything that happened was like, fine. Okay, this execute through the aim and area of the map, maybe we didn't have to waste 2 smokes just to take this part of the map. this push onto the backside was good. And we should have cleared the backside a bit faster, in my opinion. And this updraft here, I mean, we dodged the Gecko Flash, so I guess we had to do it. So yeah. But as soon as you dodge the Gecko Flash, you should have dropped down. Because when you're playing with the Jett ultimate, you always want to like... you always want to do what? You want to take as long range fights as possible. Like you always want to fight in medium and long ranges. It's the easiest fights in which you can just spam the enemies and, you know, nail them down. So if I use this to dodge the Gecko Flash, I'm not gonna take this fight against the Gecko if he is not in the smoke. I will instantly reset myself and now take this fight, take this fight, take this fight for an example. So here you should just be running away and trying to extend the range between you and the enemies as much as possible.
3 for 3.
That Jett probably moved into the site. We need to deal with that Jett, no?
Get side.
You should have been focused on killing this Jett, to be honest. Like, I mean, in this position, you're in a huge angle perception disadvantage. And the Jett can actually see you, like, if she's going from the drop.
One enemy remaining.
Yeah?
Thrifty.
Okay.
Last up.
Voy a poder.
Te gusteo igual de velocidad.
Gracias.
Muchas gracias.
¿Listo?
Listen, whenever you're going C, unless you want to peek the enemies on this angle, like you think you have an opening, you can maybe dead zone the enemies and just get them out of the server, always start the round with a knife here and doing this jump spot before your teammates even have a chance to like take a fight with the enemies. Always clear this box.
Están aquí como 3.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. So, no matter what type of idea you have, how the round should be played out, no matter what type of callout you give to your teammates, don't tunnel vision onto your own idea of how you want to play that round. What does that mean? So you give a callout. Hey guys, let's go back. You're still playing with your teammates in the C-long until they start listening to your callout, until they realize what you asked them to do. Because here, if Iso still moves in, and your whole team moves in and dies, the round is over, obviously. So, whenever you give a callout in ranked solo queue, you're still playing with your teammates, most aggressive teammates, and you're just looking around yourself and on the minimap if your teammates are listening to the callout. And repeat it like 2, 3, or 4 times. Hey guys, let's go back, let's reset the round. Hey guys, let's go back, let's reset the round. Hey guys, let's go back, and let's reset the round. They're not listening, fuck it. I'm going in, supporting the ISO, trying to make an opening, done.
Puse humos,
Sí, vámonos, vámonos.
In this type of rounds where the enemy stop your execute and push, you always have 2 options. Option number 1, we cut the noise for 20 to 30 seconds and we reheat the site, which is a great option in ranked solo queue, especially in the games where you notice that enemies are never flanking, lurking, or pushing behind you. When you cut the noise for 20 to 30 seconds, there's a lot of mistakes that players usually do in ranked solo queue. They overpeak the angles, they are gonna maybe peek into the C main and you get an easy kill opening and enter the site for free. They over-rotate instantly as well, like, you know, if you cut the noise for 30 seconds, like, there's no way that there's gonna be more than 2 enemies defending the C site at that moment. And option number 2 is, like, just, you know, rotate. If you think that, you know, there's 3, 4 enemies on the C site right now, sure, let's go A. But in ranked solo queue, you know, at least once, like, depending how enemies play, depends what type of a play you want to do. So if you already know that enemies are over-rotating, you already know that enemies are never pushing behind you, the best callout is, guys, let's cut the noise for 20-30 seconds, let's wait for Mix to get 1 smoke, and then let's execute this site again. Because every rotation that you do on the attacker side holds a bit of a risk that your teammates on the opposite part of the map are not going to have the proper utility, and that they're not properly going to clear all of the possible angles where the enemies might be at that moment of time. And they might just run it down. Like, look at this, for example. Sky is still C-long. Mix is forcing a solo fight in B main. I mean, you're not forcing, you're just late. And, you know, 2 of your guys are already in the A main.
That's gonna spike Sky.
Once again, you're forcing an unnecessary fight. Just open the doors, go away. What's the problem? Like, we know that there's at least 3, 4, or maybe even 5 enemies in this part of the map. Right here. Open the doors. And just move into the ace through the doors. We don't even need this area of the map anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just scared of tree.
Yeah. Like, this is like 10 times harder than going through the tree. Like here, you know, Gecko could have killed you through the doors. Enemy from the stairs can spam me and kill me. I can get peek from the tree, from the site, from this position, this position. Jett is playing on that off angle on the tower. Like there's so many angles I need to clear. Plus I'm pushing alone. Like this fight you're never gonna win. Ever. And also, you know, you didn't even have a chance to use the dash ability. Most of the problems are like team play problems, how you use your utility, and just the general map problems on Lotus. You know, like you just want to organize your teammates in a bit different way to play this map instead of what we have been doing thus far. Also, there's one more thing I wanted to mention, but I kind of forgot. Maybe I'm gonna remember later. I actually didn't check your tracker at all. Like just a second, I remember that. I just looked at your rank. Let me see. So, which rank act you played? You played this one right here.
Yeah, it's the one and before this one.
Ah, yeah, like rather your rank team play is 0 basically. Like you know, you're obviously able to output a lot of damage. You're fighting a lot, but with this ADR, having 1.04 KD and 70% KST is criminal. You know, like literally criminal. Like, very good that you're not afraid to fight. Very good that you have confidence to take the fights. But a lot of your fights are, you know, completely unnecessary, or solo fights where there's not a chance for you to get refragged or to play together with your teammates. I'm gonna give you a few blueprints that are gonna help you with self-analysis. Basically, I'm gonna give you like a few tools that can help you to analyze your fights and to find the solutions for your problems. Because when you see a tracker like this, it's just a player that is capable of reaching Immortal quite easily, but your kills are not impactful kills to actually close out the rounds or win the rounds or translate a numbers advantage into a win, and you're just fighting alone way too much. Like, you need to value your life a bit more. Like, there's a whole point. Then clutch percentage abysmal, but you know, considering that you're always dying first, second, or third, you're not even getting into 1v1s and 1v2s that much probably. Then first bloods, first deaths. This is also bad for a duelist player. Like, this ratio should be like at least, I don't know, 2-to-1 or close to 2-to-1. Like, I don't know, like if you have 500 first deaths, you should be able, oh, sorry, if you have like, let's say 600 first bloods, you know, 300 to maximum 400 first deaths. So these initial contacts and how you take the space or take these initial duels can be much better. As you can see on the Lotus example, I mean, we are forcing this area of the map way too much. Then you should definitely stay alive a bit more. Like, bait your teammates when that is necessary to actually win the rounds and close them out. If you already make a numbers advantage, you don't need to. You're playing a bit more undisciplined. Attacker side, abysmal. Defender side, actually really good. So, majority of your problems come from how you play attack. And you can see from this example, like, that probably one of your main problems on the attack are how you take the space, through which areas of the map you take space, which executes you do, and the distance between you and your teammates during these executes and fights. Now, when it comes to the agents, don't play so many characters, please. Also, I really don't see a problem of you becoming a great... I don't think the Jett is a problem. It's just a problem how you play the game, essentially. But I would definitely recommend you to maybe, combine... Try one or two other picks as well. To maybe just slow down a bit and to have a bit better team play and to have more time to analyze what's happening on the map, what type of fights you want to take, etc, etc. Like, what I would do if I was you is basically, okay, Jett can stay as a main, but I would also get Phoenix as a second main and test the Phoenix on the maps on which he is really good. For an example, Pearl and Fracture. Lotus is also fine for Phoenix. Omen, I would keep as a flex, because I can definitely see you as a really good Omen player. Your utility usage is really fast, and in the high octane situations, I don't feel that you're losing yourself that much. And as a field pick, I would also give a Chamber a chance if I was you. And these are the 4 agents that I would be playing for the next 4 months and trying to learn the shit out of them. And then I would see like which characters suit me more or less while I'm correcting the gameplay mistakes that I have at that moment of time. Also, loadouts, this is fine, except maybe eco rounds, like you can maybe get more picks, but what you really want to force yourself to use a bit more is definitely the Bandit. Like, Bandit is such a powerful weapon, and if I was you, I would really try incorporating this weapon a bit more, especially on a defender side in some of these eco and hull by rounds. And also, considering you're playing Jett, obviously, on a defender side, I mean, in general, these snipers need to be a bit higher. Like, I mean, the whole power of the Jett is that dash ability and taking these early kills. Like, you're really underusing snipers quite a lot. Beside the snipers, you need to give more love to Stinger and Judge, and everything else is like okie dokie, whatever, basically. Phantom, Mendel, doesn't matter, you play equally with both weapons, so you can just play whichever weapon you prefer. I would probably play Vandal if I was you, and that's it. So try to give more love to snipers, especially on the defender side. Bandit in eco rounds, and Stinger and Judge on claustrophobic maps when you're playing a hull by bonus rounds or some semi-buy rounds on claustrophobic maps. And when it comes to the maps, Pearl is definitely really bad for you. I mean, for your individual performance. I mean, you kind of perform equally on every map. Like, you have enormous amount of these unnecessary deaths. Like, when you combine all of these stats here, like, this tells us that in one match, you have 5 deaths that don't have to happen. Or 5 fights that we could have maybe won or took in a different way. So, you kind of need to find out in your gameplay what are these, 5 deaths that you didn't have to, have at that moment of time. Like this match right here. 26 kills, 20 deaths. How do we die 20 times, bro? Like, in 26 rounds. Like, in almost every round you died. And you have 26 kills. That's insane. How we couldn't convert 1 kill per round into a win. Of course, I know these are not always the kills, kill in every round or kill in like that makes the numbers advantage. But still, I'm 100% certain that in a match like this, we probably could have easily won it if we stayed alive a bit more and actually control the outcome of the rounds. Like, let's see, for example, like round number 7, for an example. You get a kill here on mid alone. What do you do next? You reset yourself towards your teammates and play together with them. But no, you take another fight and you swing left. That's a fight that we don't need to take. Your job was done here. Now we just reset towards the team, convert this advantage into a round win, and that's it. Now, of course, in this example, you probably wouldn't have a chance to play with your teammates, but you get a point. Then, Okay, this round we had the like, what happened in this round? You're lurking middle long, like brother. Your Vele did your job. Now what we do? We connect with the Vele with the Sova, and we just pinch the enemies on the B side and fight together. Now your teammates are dead, and you take a solo fight again with an advantage. So that's already 2 rounds where maybe we could have, you know, converted that advantage into a win if we play together with our teammates. Then, okay, that was probably an eco. Okay, we were fighting here. That was good. But even in the 1 rounds, like probably like, you know, here like dying without using a dash ability. I don't know how that is possible without resetting yourself. Here an instant death immediately. I don't know if this is your starting position or not, but that's a really bad starting position. You get the point overall, like that you have a lot of these, you know, 5 of these deaths that don't have to happen in your matches, where we can maybe pick fights together with our teammates or in a different way, from a different angle, position, or try to make the enemy's job a bit harder. Okay, now defender side. So, defender side of Lotus, same as on attack. Before the match even begins, you need to understand and know, like, what the fuck did I just read in the chat, bro? Like, well, I literally was not paying attention to my chat for like 5 minutes. No comments. Huba Buba, no, we won 4 games and draw only 1. The record is not updated because those were the placement matches. We won 4, he had 1 draw, and we got placed in Diamond 3 somehow. Crazy. Now, so, defender side of Lotus. Number 1 priority, A side. Number 2 priority, C side. Number 3 priority, B side. When do you play B? Whenever you have no idea where the enemies are going to go next, your teammates are playing passively on a defender's side, and enemies are playing an eco halberd bonus round. That's when you start in the B main or in the A link. Now, the first 2 rounds, you always play on A, because in ranked solo queue, retaking A side is a bit harder than C side on a defender side. And also, in the first round, players are more commonly pushing A than C, for an example. Then, like, when do you want to start fighting for more space on a defender side? You want to start fighting if your passive gameplay, off angles and setups are not working. So you don't want to do it in the first round. You never fight for A main. It's a waste of utility, waste of economy, waste of money, completely unnecessary. I don't know exactly what enemies are going to do. If we waste 50% of our utility to take A main, and enemies go C, I'm not going to have shit for the retake of C set. And that's why so many, you know, that's why pushing C in the first round is so good, because players usually waste a lot of utility here in the first round, and then the retake is really fucking hard. Now, you don't want to play C in the first round, only because of the reasons I mentioned right now. When it comes to like, when it comes to how you play the first round with Jett, you really have an enormous amount of options. But I'm just gonna give you one that is like the safest. You get a bandit, get a smoke, start at the stairs, try to get 1 headshot in the A main area of the map, rotate onto site, play with the ISO, that's it. So basically, you know, we're trying to get a pick right here from this angle,
30 seconds left.
holding it like this. Don't worry, I'll share with you one video why this is a hard angle, why this is a good way of holding this angle. And just one tip, bam. You get a kill, you don't get a kill, it doesn't matter. Rotate onto site, play with your teammates on site, and from all of the other angles and with the dash ability, try to get the picks. If enemies are going C, knife in the hands, fast rotation, done. Now listen, like, personally, same as on a attacker side, we need to pay attention on the enemies, enemies like agents and utility. So they have a Gecko Flash, and now aggressing this C-main area of the map. I mean, like, here we need to tell our chamber, brother, can you please destroy the Gecko Flash for us, and I'm gonna play behind the mound. But for the first round, this is a bit of an unnecessary aggression. Okay, just with a Jett, like when you're peeking the enemies around the rubble, mound, sorry, like you should always peek in a way where you can still fight, dash properly. You don't want to overextend beyond this waterfall right here, this line, whatever the fuck this shit is. Like, you should always be taking this type of a fight so that you're not dashing into the wall, and that's it. Okay, as I said, like, this was fine, but I would have just told my chamber, can you just destroy the flash for me, and I'm gonna get a kill. And then chamber can peek with a teleport or whatever. So, let's see how this is gonna end up.
Spikes down.
Right now, we're 4v4. We really don't need to fight anymore. Enemies lost their initiator. They lost the info tool. Now we need to reset. We have a Skye that can potentially heal us if she bought a heal in the first round, which I highly doubt. But forcing any fights right now is just a huge mistake. Right now, what we should be doing is getting onto a second safe angle where I can maybe get one potential pick, like this angle for example, just one tap, bam, and I'm gonna be leaving the site. The worst thing you can do in the first round is trying to be a hero defending the site alone when the numbers are equal, or you have a numbers advantage. Fuck this shit. Even playing a 5v5 retake in the first round is better than dying and then watching your teammates play that retake.
C.
Sal para fuerte, sal para fuerte.
This was just way too risky, you know, like with 10... If you had a classic pistol here, this might work because of a triple shot. But with a bandit, I mean, like, you just need to hit, like, a headshot and that's it, like. But this is unnecessary job from you. Okay, you got a kill, you got a trade, get onto some secondary safe angle where you can easily, like, reposition towards the spawn, reset yourself, play with the teammates, and let's try to win this round together. At the end of the day, with 10 HP, you can at least act as a recon drone as we're going for the retake. We can go first and your teammates can use you as a refrag tool. Like, this round was pretty winnable if we stayed alive. Now, in the second round, no matter what happens in the first round, always play on the A set again. And once again, you can play with a bandit, or you can play classic shorty strategy. Like, basically, drop a shorty in the A hut right here, start the round with a classic pistol, and just bait the enemies to push you at the backside. Like, you know, start the round here, jump spot the enemies, enemies come at me, like, exchange one dead zone bullet with them, and then when the enemies are close, try to run them down, try to get one free pick, and that's it. But, I don't know, as of recently, like, I don't know, I just have such a huge love for the bandit. I think bandit is an amazing weapon for these eco rounds, and if you have money to buy it, like, I would just go for that. Especially if you lose the first round on Lotus, chances that enemies go A in a second round is around 80% in ranked solo queue. What the fuck is happening in the chat, bro? Like, what am I reading, man? Like, that's crazy. You know, once again, we come to the topic where, like, I want you to be more paranoid. You know, if you don't know where are the enemies exactly, how much space they have taken, clear every smoke, every angle, like an enemy will be there, can be there. Do you know what's happening in this area of the map? No. Even though Mix is on site, I don't know, you know, where the enemies might have ended up during this execute. Take the classic, clear the smoke with the classic, and then get ready to play like a kamikaze. I mean, of course, in this round, we should be just sending it. Now, in this round, chances that enemies go B or C are 90%, basically. So this round, we should be starting in the B main with ISO for 3 reasons. Reason number 1, enemy economy. They're playing a bonus round. Reason number 2, my ISO looks very aggressive. If ISO dies in the B main, we're going to have a really hard time. Reason number 3, in the first round, enemies went C, second round A. So they're already onto some kind of a A, B, C, D, E, F, G pattern. So, you know, B seems like a logical choice. But considering how our chamber is playing, like, my dude doesn't know how to use a TP ability. Once again, you're risking it too much with your repositioning. So usually what you want to do with Jett, you know, like when you dash towards the site, you want to take this as a secondary off angle, but only when you think that enemies couldn't really hear your updraft. Or if you have a time to use your teammate's smoke to go here, take this as a secondary position. Now, once again, if enemies are bonus, eco, halba, and you're 4v4, you don't need to be fighting anymore this aggressively. Just play around the pillar, try to get one pick from this position, wait for your teammates to rotate, fight with your teammates, that's it. Especially here. Reset. Go back. Play with the mix. That's it.
One enemy remaining. Spike down.
Result would have been the same. But the huge difference is that you cannot get spammed through this smoke. And you cannot die without any reflex. If the smoke goes down.
One enemy remaining. Spike down. C.
Spike spotted. C. Smoke's resonating.
Okay, I mean, Jett is like 10 HP, so... In this 3v1, just play together with your teammates and just close it out.
One way.
So here, what you should be doing is just playing with the Sky, with the mix, and... We don't care if Jett ends up on A, C, B. As long as we play together as 3, we win this round, and that's it. So, C, A, C. ACDC. So in this round, we play on the A site. And considering your economy... Aha, sorry, we saved this Vandal, like, from the previous round. ACDC, my friend. So, listen, like, I'm gonna share with you, like, 2 private coaching videos. Both of them are, like, 1 hour long, so 2 hours in total. In those videos, I explained all of the most important rules, how you should be reading the enemies on the defender side, to have a better positioning for these initial contacts. Because, especially when you're playing Jett in ranked solo queue, you want to be able to play 8 out of 12 initial contacts on the defender side. So there's no way that, you know, for 4 rounds in a row, you're starting on the same site, and there's no way that you're not the one trying to counter the enemies. Here, listen, like, what you should be doing is just rotating towards your teammates and avoiding this 1v1 fight. I mean, even better that these doors are not broken. We know that enemies cannot be here. Leave the doors, you know, like, alone, and just rotate to play with the ISO, Sky, and mix and fight up front. Because, first of all, I'm forcing a 1v1 here for no reason. Second of all, if enemies just avoid you and ignore you and kill your ISO, Sky, and mix, good luck doing a 2v5 retake. Yo, Charlatan, I see your muscles from afar. Did you get back to the gym, gorilla? Yeah, but basically, like, I started grinding 10 days ago. So far, we're good. Where is your playbook? Where can I find it? You go to my Discord server, and you need to be a tier 1 sub on Discord, and then you can find it right here. It's called Agent's Guides. Let's see how you took this fight. I think you're way too static when you're taking these fights on common angles and when enemies know about your position, you know, like basically same as in this fight right here. Like this fight, taking this statically and waiting for the enemies to peek you is just way too risky, you know, like peeker's advantage is working in the enemy's favor. They might delete you, like even especially because they heard that you're somewhere around this area of the map. Like here we should be taking this fight like this basically, and moving a bit in and out, in and out, in and out, trying to fuck up with the enemy's crosshair placement a bit, and then when the enemy swings, we stop, shoot, and go back. Very good reset. I really hope that right now you're gonna walk towards the tower, keep your location a secret, connect with the chamber, and win this round, right?
Spike down A.
Oh,
Never mind, like, you won't have a chance to do that, but this is the reason why on Lotus, I would never force the fight from here if I have 2 or 3 teammates defending the A site against the 5-man push on A. Because most of the times, it doesn't matter what you do here. Even if you take 2 kills, you really need to trust those teammates on A site that they're not gonna lose their lives for nothing. So this pressure that you make through doors makes absolutely no sense, like in ranked solo queue if 3 of your teammates are gonna be, you know, holding each other hands in the grave. Let me give you the best advice for this round. In this round, to clutch it, what do? We save. Like there's no fucking way winning this round, essentially. Like the worst thing we can do right now is forcing to win this round. Why? First of all, even if I save, I can drop 1 weapon to my teammates, we can play a full buy next round, if you and Chamber save. Second reason is like, brother, I have 52 HP, I'm playing 2v4 against the Gecko with a full utility and Raze with a ultimate. But yeah, I mean, you know, like, you need to pull, like, your chances of winning this round is below 1%. Like, always look 2 steps ahead. If the match is not over, if it is not the last round of the match, fuck it, you don't need to win every round. Like, we can focus on countering the enemies in the next round, and in the next round we play on the C site.
Planted.
Everything that you're doing here, unnecessary and pointless. Like, our economy is so shit that any kill that you get here makes absolutely no sense. And yeah, you see, like here, if you save that weapon, right now, we could drop that weapon to the ISO. ISO would have a Vandal, Heavy Shield, Utility, Chamber. You know, all of us are playing a full buy, basically. Now in this round, believe it or not, we should be playing on the C site, as I already mentioned. And, I mean, like, I would definitely play more aggressively on C in this round. Like, in this round, we should definitely tell our mix to give us a one-way smoke here. Because without that one-way, our chamber is dying every round. And I don't know, we can mix up the setup a bit as well. Like, maybe we can tell our chamber brother, hide behind this box with this teleport. I'm gonna bait for you. And you, with the dash ability, try to get a pick, dash away, and then get ready to play a refrag with a chamber, for an example. Yeah, like this round, C is... chances that enemies go C in this round is like 80%. Because of their pattern, and because they have a big-ass ultimate. Which is the Raze ultimate. Whenever enemies have like these big-ass ultimates, on attacker side of Lotus, usually it's the C push.
I have a feeling they're gonna go B. I'm just gonna
that's a mistake. So you said, like, I'm feeling they're gonna go B. Until you reach Immortal 3 or Radiant, you don't feel anything. Like, it's very important that you play Valorant based on some structure, rules, and patterns. You know, like fuck the feelings. Like, even some Immortal 3 players, like, have a very bad feelings in the game. If enemies are already abusing same pattern, they're following all of the common basic rules of reading them, we always position based on those rules. And if we say, you know, if you actually listen to some of these tips and rules, right now, enemy raise would not kill our ISO and chamber in next 10 seconds. Actually, it was like exactly 10. And she killed them with a fucking stinger. Now, this play that you did here, it's okay. It's fine. I mean, you waited for most of the enemy team to move through the smoke, then open the doors. Like, this timing and this play is okie dokie. You know, like, just whenever you're doing this play with the doors, or you have this play in mind, always check the B main a bit deeper. Make sure that no one is here to backstab you, and then go towards the doors, open them up. When most of the enemy team is on C, you know, try to take one fight here with a dash ability, and, you know, if you take that kill, you can just go for an instant flank and lurk and try to pinch the enemies. But I kind of believe that if we use the one-way smoke on the C-long, and we actually block the enemy's push, we will not be in a 3v4, probably. So I mean, all of these solutions are very simple, but on a defender side, you definitely need to become a bit better at initial positioning and reading the enemies. And I'm gonna send you the videos and topics that are gonna explain this topic completely. Right now, the worst thing you can do is stay on this position. Why? Because you don't have an option to choose how you want to fight the enemies and where you want to fight them. The best position you could have chosen right now is just playing behind the mound, right here. You can peek left, on top, right, do whatever you want to do. And here we need to fight, because we are in a 3v4 and, you know, we just have to force it.
Push it, kill a glove.
One enemy remaining.
Info.
Push your link.
Vale. Tenemos spike.
Okay, now the only thing we have to do is stay in the ceiling with the sky, follow the sky. Whatever sky does is what we do as well, right? Oh, where are we going? Where are you going, man?
I had to go like buy some milk.
Even if he ends up on B or behind you, does it even matter, bro? Like, literally. Like, you hold the back, sky holds the front, we hold two angles only, round is over. And here as well, you're making the same mistake. In these 2v1s, 2v2s, where your teammates want to play is where you play as well. Your sky want to go on site, you go on site as well. And you want to make sure that you're holding the angles that she is not holding, and you're ready to refrag that motherfucker. Now here you cannot refrag the sky if she dies from that angle. Probably the best position you can play right now is just playing on the site right here. And getting ready to swing with the sky if she takes, you know, this fight. Or playing here, just holding this position. So even if the sky dies from top or from this spot, I can instantly swing out and take that fight.
Missed.
Now, the worst thing you can do right now is force this fight, because Sky has zero refrag potential onto you. She's still probably gonna win the round because she took a really good spot, and there's no way Cypher is gonna expect the Sky in this position. But all you have to do right now is just stay alive and be ready to refrag the Sky.
Last player standing.
Another unnecessary death instead of closing out this round and winning it easily. The problem, another problem when you die so many times in a match in Valorant is that you're never gonna have money for operator, and you're gonna have a very limited amount of full buys. Like, the reason why I only take the fights that I need to take and why I try to survive as much as I can, so that I can play like, instead of playing 6 full buy rounds, I want to play like 10 full buy rounds, 8 full buy rounds, 9 full buy rounds. Now, in this round, obviously, ultimate heavy shield utility. We fucked up the enemy's execute on the C side in the last round. Enemies have been going C, A, C, A. So the chances are really high that in this round, enemies are gonna go A. And in this round, we play on A. And what you can do when you get the Jett ultimate, or when you have the operator, is open the doors and force the fight from the 3. Because, you know, on this range with the ultimate, like, literally, you should be able to take a kill, especially with the dash ability. Like, we can take some long-range kills, long-range fights, and try to one-tap the enemies.
Smoke's resin.
Yeah. So, out of, I don't know how many rounds we played on attack already, like 1, on defense like 1, 5, this is the 6th round. Out of 6 rounds, I was only 2 times wrong, where the enemies are gonna go. So, none of these rules are gonna work 100% of times. But if some of these rules and patterns actually give us like 60 to 80% of chances of reading the enemies, it is much better than relying on our feelings and on, you know, or position however the fuck we want to position. The current song is Angel from Rammstein. Engel. Listen. So, this fight is horrible to take with the ultimate. You know, if you didn't have the ultimate, okay. You know, whatever. But with the ultimate, whenever you want to engage the enemies, glide, slide, updraft, you know, do this. Activate. You already know that there's like 4 or 5 enemies there. Activate the dash ability. Try to get a kill like that. Why would I jiggle peek this angle with the ultimate when I'm already playing Jett? And especially, like, what you don't want to do is you don't want to jiggle peek the angles which enemies might already be holding, and they might be ready for that fight. You always want to first jump spot the enemies, like, get the info about them, or activate the dash ability and swing a bit wider. Because here, for example, in this round, so what happened? Even though you're hiding your position, your chamber peeked from this spot, like, every fucking round. And every fucking round, enemies killed your chamber here. So that is one of those things that you need to... I mean, this... okay, maybe this is too much, you know, to ask from a player like you. But this is something that you need to track as well, like when you're deciding for which type of a play you want to go, and for which type of a play you don't want to go in ranked solo queue. You know, like, when your teammates repeat some play way too many times in a match, like, that play is not an option anymore for you as well, because enemies are going to be expecting it. So here, like, you know, the best option was just activate the dash ability, updraft, try to get a pick, reset yourself, and that's it.
Dumbass. Guess my teammates.
In this one, again, I will play A. Once again, because of rule of 3 executes. In ranked solo queue, chances that enemies do the same execute 3 rounds in a row are below 20%. So only because of that rule and because they used all of the big ass ultimates, I will be playing on the A side. Here, like, listen, in this long area of the map, like, you can mix up the setup a bit. You know, like, for example, what we can, like, first things first. If enemies are always fucking you up in this main area of the map, and chamber is always dying, ask your controller, like, hey, Mix, brother, can you drop us a smoke here? If C-Long is already the only area of the map for which we are fighting, ask for the smoke. What's the problem? It's going to be harder for the enemies to push, and easier for you to separate them in a favorable fights and kill them. Then, like, in one round, chamber, go behind the box. I'm gonna bait for you with a dash ability. you take the kills. For an example. Then in the other round, like, Sky, can you come play C? Hold the flash here. I'll tell you when to flash. Sky flashes, we swing out, take the kills, get away. We need to mix it up a bit. Like, I mean, we cannot be repeating the same setup in which we were losing our chamber every round. But of course, in this match, like, chamber is muted from the round number 1, so I understand that there's no playing with this guy.
Here. Enemy C.
Listen, one great off angle that you can hold when enemies are pushing C is this one here. If you already want to take a fight with a dash ability. Why? Because most of the players, like, you know, when they're pushing here, they don't have the crosshair ready for this. They're clearing the upper, like this. So, you know, if you already want to fight the enemies here, it's better if you fight them from this position, hold this, try to get a kill, dash towards the right side, and then with the smoke you can just reposition towards the pillar. From the pillar, try maybe to get one more kill, and then get back.
Lock in sight.
Listen, when you're in the waterfall, and enemies are planting the spike on C, try to spam them. Like, why not? You know, like, most of the times players are gonna be planting the spike there. Or here. Like, just try to do it. Why the fuck not? Like, maybe you get a free pick.
Spike planted.
Well, not against Gecko, obviously. Another thing that I kind of don't like in your gameplay, and I noticed this on the attacker side as well. You place your crosshair way too close to the angles when you're taking the space. Like, a lot of the times, like, you know, you're pushing here, your crosshair is here. Then, on the attacker side, like, when you were engaging the enemies, like, around the box, your crosshair is literally inside of the box, like this, while you're peeling that angle. Or you're pushing like the enemies in this round around this position, your crosshair is in the wall, for an example. Like, put a bit of more distance between your crosshair and a wall, because, like, you know, you almost always want to be ready for the enemy's wider swing. Because what's really hard like, what is the hardest fight to win? Like, you put a crosshair closer to the wall, enemies swing past your crosshair, and now, not only that you need to micro-correct and adjust onto the enemy's head and, you know, kill the enemies somewhere here, you also need to predict when the enemies are gonna stop, where they're gonna stop, you need to catch their movement, and that flick gets overcomplicated. But if I place a crosshair like this, no matter for what type of a peak enemies go for a wider peak, bam, I can catch them here and kill them. Enemies go for a jiggle peak, small micro correction on the left, they're dead. So you're just hugging the walls way too much with your crosshair.
Heal, curación, curación.
Yeah.
Push up, push up.
Right here. Right here. Here's a heal.
I don't know what to tell you here. Like, you know, as soon as you clear this angle, I don't know, like, why, like, why did you waste your time, like, picking up whatever is on the ground? But
One enemy remaining.
ooh, that shit scared me as well, man. Like, that was crazy, bro. Crazy.
Player stand.
Here's a heal.
Okay, I guess this retake was fine. It was okay from your side.
One
I mean, I can get it.
Start of the round could have been better.
Vale, vale. Baiteo.
Here.
Listen, this is something that I talked about at the start of this VOD review. Like, on Lotus, as soon as you notice that you cannot stop the enemy's executes, and that you know, these executes become a problem, we need to fight aggressively for the main control with more team. And we need to be asking for that one-way smoke, for Sky to get ready with the flash. Like, if C became a huge problem for us. Enemies won 3 rounds in a row on C side. Sky, start in the waterfall or start with us in the C long. Mix, give us a one-way smoke. Let's stop the enemies. We cannot be losing the rounds after rounds after rounds in the same way.
Okay. Full.
I mean, even this is not bad. You know, like, better than Chamber dying again in the stupid aiming area of the map. But, this, you know, after you got the info about the enemies with the first jump spot, you should have instantly repositioned to this angle, and from this angle try to get a pick and bait for the chamber. We should bait for the chamber, destroy the Gecko flash, and get ready to fight with the chamber. And here, we should be taking the fights from the backside. So even if the enemy Jett dashes in, we can still refrag the chamber, we can fight with the chamber, pick every fight.
No, la
Es
Jett
por
no
humo,
más.
¿no?
No.
Okay.
Puede flash en main de...
Now we should just rotate. We got the info. Enemies did a fake.
¿Ah?
I love how our ISO missed 3 ultimates during this match. Another tip. Always play Valorant ranked solo queue based on information that you have at that moment of time. So, the info that I have is that enemies are opening the tree. There's a lot of enemies in the aim area of the map, and potentially moving onto the A set right now. Until I finish those fights, I don't give a fuck what's happening on the B side or C side. So right now what you should be doing is just knife in the hands, supporting Mix and ISO, and that's it. Anyways, we have a trip for B, so even if enemies go B, I'm gonna know about it. We could have finished this round already right now.
Spike planted.
That was interesting.
Planted.
I mean, like, I don't know about the play that you did here, to be honest, but what was the idea?
I guess I just wanted to take space without dying because I'm not entirely sure where the enemy is. So I just dashed into my smoke. I kind of defaulted to doing an entry to a random spot.
Okay. Justify then. Justify. You know, maybe a bit better idea would have been if you actually use the smoke here and then dash into this smoke. Because then what you can also do, you can clear this part of the map and then focus on the site. But okay.
Spike planted. One enemy remaining.
Now, we wait for the chamber. We play with the chamber, right? We know that Gecko is somewhere on the site. We can use the smoke to cover one of the angles instead of jump spotting.
I missed the smoke. Yeah.
Okay.
Player standing.
I mean, we 2 mistakes. We missed the smoke, and also, just in these 2v1s and 2v2s, you need to pay more attention on what your teammates are doing at that moment of time. Now, literally, in a 2v1, it really doesn't matter where is this Gecko, theoretically. Like, as long as I play with the chamber, and we clear the angles together, we should be able to win this round. Like, we clear the site, clear the tree, we fight on the same angles together. You know, it's gonna be far easier than trying to move alone like that. And losing your life for nothing. In this match especially, like, you lost your life alone way too many times.
This way.
You're playing Bulldog, why?
¿Me puedes comprar ISO?
Need a drop.
You got it from a...
¿Me puedes comprar ISO? Yeah, I guess it was because it's the only thing they could afford.
Okay. It's fine. Okay, I mean, this is fine. You know, you have mix with yourself to refrag you and play with you. Like, it's okay. It's okay. Like, you kind of lost yourself into that smoke a bit, but
Yes.
I guess the play was okay. You have a mix with yourself. You have a shorty. We got a kill on the Raze. We're already like 5v4. If you kill the Jett, we're gonna be 5v3. Mix can refrag you from the rest of the enemy team. Like, it was okay idea.
Game in a while, bro. AFK spawn.
Yeah, in this round, chances that enemies go C again is really high. We fucked them up on A, fucked them up on B, and they have a Gecko ultimate again. So, right now, especially because we have a Sky, we should be demolishing the enemies in C long.
Amazing.
Here, when you heard that enemies are going C, you should have immediately played with your Sky and Chamber.
You can just play
Oh
it.
yeah! Monster on the loose!
Why am I looking somewhere where there is a trip? Makes no sense.
Llega.
The problem of this play is that, you know, if this play is not some kind of a part of an early strategy, you might be way too late to open these doors and support your teammates before they die on the C side. You know, you go for this play when you start in the B main. You clear the B main deep, and then you're ready to open the doors at any moment of time and pop onto the enemies and make a sandwich out of them. Like here, because we were not ready for this play, fucked. Just knife in the hands. Support the Sky, support the Chamber. Enemies have the Gecko ultimate. We need to support them as soon as possible. No matter what is the situation, like you don't fight around the doors like this. Neither the 3 doors nor these ones right here. Like, open the doors, take this fight, and then you can move in and start clearing the angles.
Spike planted.
Fire in the hole!
How's your NA grind? Doable? We'll see, man. You know, we've only been playing against Ascendant and low immortal players, and we did drop like 30-25 kills like in a lot of games, but I think Immortal 3 is gonna be, I don't know, solo queue impossible. Like, I'm gonna need to get a duo for that. Maybe Mock in the future.
Yeah, he lost insights.
One enemy remaining.
I'm down. I'm down.
One enemy
I'm telling you, you need to get away from this server, man. Like, just play on NA.
remaining.
Yes, I will. I will be changing it.
Charlatan, you look huge. How much do you bench? My PR is 182 kilos. 2 times. I have a video of it. I'm gonna show you one day. But right now, I didn't train for the last like 5 years because coaching and Valorant took my life away, basically. And I recently started going back to the gym. Like, this is my like 10th day of going to the gym regularly. And right now it's like 122 kilos, like 2 times. Do with me for NA and carry me, thanks. You're Immortal too, right?
Buena.
Remaining.
Yeah, he lost insights.
One enemy remaining.
Buena.
My ult
Had
ready.
your fun.
One enemy remaining.
Side, tengo buena.
Okay. Okay. I wanted to say that your positioning on the A, totally fine. I mean, like, based on the rule of fear, AB rule and everything, like, it's fucking good. Like, I mean, the chances that enemies go A this round is good. When you play this angle, keep in mind that your main idea is to catch this enemy off guard. So the whole point of this angle is, like, you want to hit an insane timing to jiggle this enemy, get him out of the server. If you save a dash ability, you can maybe take another one-shot fight and then reset yourself.
Okay.
Fuck me in the ass.
Look at that. No, what am I doing? Cúrame.
So what went wrong here? Like, you kind of need to respect the, you know, the way how you basically, like, you know, if I'm picking this angle with the Jett, I'm not gonna be playing here with the dash ability and then doing this. I'm always trying to align myself with the angle where I want to dash. So the only way for me to use the dash ability for this fight is to play a bit closer, swing out, and then dash towards the enemies. Then dash like towards the left side and reset myself. Like
Closer to the angle, right?
Like say in the C long, like you might have a problem with this like on other maps as well. Like in C, if I'm fighting around the mound, I would never do this with a Jett. You know, like, I mean, you can, and you can still, you know, maybe dash diagonally, which is a lot harder, like, to hit towards the choke point, but you just stand here, take this fight, or this fight, and no matter, you know, like, no matter in which fight you end up, you can always dash away towards the safety. Good reaction on the smoke, though. I always love to see this. Whenever you're in a fucked up situation with a Jett, smoke yourself, updraft, get out.
What am I doing?
And now, we never saw you defending A side. Let's see what you're gonna do. So usually, what you wanna do on A side, when you have a teammate fighting for tree, you wanna fight with that guy for the tree. Because as much as you value the tree control on an attacker side, you equally value it on a defender side. So right now, we should be playing with our Sky and supporting the Sky. Playing with the Sky and supporting the Sky that is flashing the shit out of us. you should, anyways, you should have been in the tree, like, already here, you should have been there, getting ready to stop the enemies there. We could have taken a refrag there, not gonna lie. Okay, this is fine. Like, it's fine that you didn't want to force any 1v2 or 1v3 fights in the tree right now, but the position that you're playing is really fucking bad. Like here, you should just be playing at backside with the ISO. And practically the best position right now you can take is this one right here. And that's where I would play at this moment of time, because my mix is here, ISO is here, and I can still, you know, I can help the mix to some degree. I can try to kill the enemies going through the tree, and it's a perfect spot to take both fights.
Here.
And forcing a one and done fight without the dash ability in a 4v4. Relax, brother. We are not Aspas yet.
Yeah.
What as I said, what I love in your gameplay is confidence. But that confidence is also the reason why you have a negative win rate.
Perdón.
Got him.
¿Me avientas un curación mix? Gracias.
Está aquí, fuera mío, fuera mío, fuera mío.
Juro mío! Okay. Well, in this round, I have absolutely no idea what enemies are gonna do. But since they were never going B, and they just lost the round in A, let's take the full C control again. Like, once again, I would just tell Sky, play with me, drop a flash on timing, Chamber play with us, and let's take the C. I mean, on Lotus, whenever you're fighting for the C-long control, and aiming control, you're not really making a mistake. I mean, that space is very valuable, and we can go for the fast flanks, fast lurks, and dedicate like 4 players defending one part of the map later. But also economy is a huge problem in this round. Like, based on economy tells us we should play B. So maybe in this round I would just play B, to be honest, only based purely on economy.
Where?
Yeah, without the one-way smoke, that guy is unsavable, bro.
¿Cómo, man?
And if it is already the last round of the match, activate the ultimate, you know, like, why not?
I know exactly where you
Tengo ulti, tenemos ulti de Sky.
The TP is only working.
Especially here, one thing that I would try with the ultimate, you know, like, is updrafting over the smoke. Like, I would try to hit a shot here and try to see if enemies are playing at the backside. There.
Christmas.
Spike planted.
Ironman.
Ultare, una, dos.
Dash ability. Listen, I also noticed this in the previous round as well. You behave towards the mixed ultimate like it's a breach ultimate. Brother, this ultimate only defends the enemies, nothing else. Like, so don't just run it down like a maniac. Check the angles, be ready for the fights. Like, this ultimate is the most useless ultimate in the game. Oh, she was inside of that smoke. Right? Yeah. Okay. I mean, this round is what it is, but let's be honest, we could have won this match like 13-6 at this point. Overall, like, listen, like, you seem like a player that can easily get Immortal 3, but literally easily. First tip is try to play on NA, make an NA account, or try to switch this account to North America. Like, you're gonna have more fun, you're gonna be able to develop yourself more as a player, and if you reach Immortal 3 on NA, on Latin America, you can probably get Radiant in a week, essentially. Now, second thing is, like, most of your problems kinda stem from, in this VOD, from lack of map knowledge on Lotus. Like, way too basic way of playing the map, not that many, off angles applied, or strategies, or tactics, or good strategies for the Lotus. Rank Playbook can just help you with that, and that's it. When it comes to your aim, 0.2 1600 DPI for 8 weeks, and I'm gonna give you the aim training that you're gonna do later through private messages. And you're hugging with a crosshair the walls way too much when you're taking the space. Be ready for a jiggle peek at least, or a bit wider swing, always. Then number 4, on the attacker side, you can mainly navigate your teammates better, and also have more meaningful utility usage, and also try to support your most aggressive teammates a bit better. But the whole attacker side we kind of lost purely based on how we played Lotus specifically, and because of your overexposure. Number 4, try to take more fights with your teammates. Like, a lot of the fights that you have taken are way too you need to pay more attention on what your teammates are doing. Like, and always ask yourself, like, how can I use this idiot to refrag him, or to save his life, or to simply play together with him? Because there's so many fights that we could have taken with our teammates, but we either played way too far in front of them, or we played way too far in front of them, or we lost the spacing with them, essentially. Like they decided to go into some solo missions. Now, I'm gonna share with you a lot of the private coaching content that explains all of these most important rules and tips that I want you to apply within your gameplay, and that are gonna give you a better structure of how you should actually play Valorant. This structure is very important for you to apply, so that you develop a bit more disciplined gameplay, so that you're not only focusing yourself on the kills and on that specific moment, but actually you're thinking, 2 steps ahead, and you develop this proactive gameplay where, like, your decisions are not based on your feelings, but rather on information that you're gathering either from the previous rounds or from that current round as well. And I'm not going to give you any specific training to apply all of this, because you don't really need it. You just need to work on these tips, rules, and try applying them one step at a time, like in the next 8 weeks. But for the aim training, like, yeah, we're gonna cook up something for you. And other than that, that's kind of it. Like, when it comes to this VOD review, do you have any questions right now?
Yes, I wanted to ask you a question specifically regarding the first 3 rounds where I didn't use the dash to get over to the right on A.
Okay.
When do I know when I need or am able to use my dash to get movement without wasting it, right? When do I know when it's actually good to use it?
In the early rounds, like when I have no idea whether or not enemies are fighting for some space or how they're fighting, I would always use the dash ability to take a position like this. But if you notice, so in the first round, second round, third round, I would do it. if I'm going 3 rounds in a row on A. But then if I notice, you know, in those 3 rounds, enemies were never fighting for the aim and control, fuck it. Then I'm just gonna drop a smoke here, and with a smoke I'll try to cross. So until I get the info how enemies are fighting for this space, I'm not gonna be using this shit. Or for an example, you know, like, I'm gonna give you a counter example of this. So, one horrible mistake people make on split. Hey Sky, can you flash the A ramp for me? And I'm gonna dash ramp. That's a waste of abilities if you don't know whether or not enemies are playing on the ramp and A tower. And this type of a play you do somewhere in the middle of the match. You never do this shit in the first round, for an example, or third round, or second round. Like, for the first 3 rounds, I would mainly use my dash ability to go onto the site, to take the space onto the tower somewhere, to take the fights, and that's it. But this is like a counter example where you're maybe overusing your dash ability for a play for which you don't have information. Then, like, I don't know, like, which other map we have with that design? You know, the dashing A short. That's diabolical. If I don't know how the enemies are playing, where are they playing, like, I need to save my dash ability to move into the site, and that's it. Then, like, on Pearl, probably don't really have any position like that. So yeah, this will be some of the examples on that explain that.
Okay.
But you do it based on info, you know, like based on how much information you have about the enemies at that moment of time.
Right.
And how valuable
Right,
that position is for your teammates. Like, rubble is very valuable, you know, when we're taking A space. We instantly unlock 2 additional angles for our teammates. And anyways, on Lotus, like, Lotus is designed in a way where you don't even need a dash ability to move into the site. Like, we just, you know, with 1 smoke here, I can take this position. With double smokes here, I can already get in this position, for an example. With 1 smoke on the right side, I can cross this choke point. Yes?
Okay. Yeah, so basically, if I understood correctly, I should only use it to gather information, as you mentioned, on Split or in Heaven. I should not use it on the first rounds if I'm not sure there will be an enemy there. In that case, I should use it in the mid rounds once I know how the enemy plays.
Yeah, exactly. Like, always based on info. And based on how valuable that space is at that moment of time.
Okay.
Next
got
one.
It. Yep. And next question I have as well. How do you recommend me to go about the playbook? Because I definitely think that the reason why I'm not winning is because I just know how to do.
1 map, 1 week, basically. So what does that mean? You focus on fixing your mistakes on 1 map for 1 week. So you watch the playbook. You write down the most important tips and rules and angles and strategies you want to do on that map. Every time you get that map in ranked solo queue, you hyper-focus on applying the good stuff. Even if you lose the match, it doesn't matter. You focus on doing the right plays, pathing in a proper way, and doing the right plays. And in a custom server, you spend like 15 minutes per day practicing holding some of these angles or like doing some of the executes, for an example. Then, second week, second map. Third week, third map. Fourth week, fourth map. And, you know, in the next 7 weeks, like you're going to have a own textual playbook for 7 maps. And you would have enough practice on each map to repeat these good plays and good executes and good stuff.
All right. Well, so 1 map a week. And as you mentioned, 15 minutes a day going into practice in the, the angle.
Yeah, 50 minutes per day, like just practice, like, you know, jiggle peeking some of these angles, holding some, you know, elevated positions with a drop, executes, you know, like double smoke setup, subdrive there, so that you're not missing the basic stuff at least.
Okay, got it.
And that you also dial down, you know, dial into your mindset that you want to do that stuff, you know, like you're not doing that practice, you know, like anyone can hit this execute on B side. But you just want to dial into your autopilot mode that is the execute you usually want to go for. Like 80% of times.
Yeah, like get it down so that when I'm not like wanting to think, I'm still making the right choices.
Exactly, because all of this should be like everything that I explained about Lotus should be like a secondary nature for you. Like you're not even thinking about it. The really thing that you should be thinking about is like, what the fuck are my teammates doing? Where are they? Where are the enemies? What should I do about the enemies? There's a thing. Those are the things that you think about in a match.
Oh yes, and I'm worried about two things at the same time because I'm having to babysit my teammates, and I also don't know how to like execute sight because I don't have that knowledge. So it would definitely make it a lot easier for me to because I'm
Exactly.
not focusing on two things at a time.
Like basically how you engage angles, how you clear angles, how you path, how you execute the bomb sites, how you play the retakes, how you position on the bomb sites. Like all of that should be a second nature for you. Like that is the level of gameplay that you need to have if you want to reach Immortal 3, essentially. And the only things that you're actively thinking about is like, you know, observing your teammates, observing the enemies, and asking yourself how you want to take the fights. You know, like how should you swing, you know, basically just what is the right thing to do in that fight, and whether or not I need to take it.
All right. Well, I actually watched one of your bots for Pearl, and I think it's one of my best maps, mostly because I'm having to worry only on what my teammates are doing. I know how to reposition, I know where to take space, so definitely I'm gonna focus on that, and I'm gonna stop being lazy and then like do it. You know, actually focus on doing.
Okay. In that case, we're done for today. Keep in mind that for 7 days, you have my 24/7 support. So basically, you can ask me 5 questions per day. So if you have any more questions after watching the videos that I'm gonna share with you, or like you know, you just come up with some questions, hit me up. Like I'm here for you, like for the next 7 days.
Got it. Thank you, Coach.
All good, man. Like take care, and we're gonna continue the talks through the private messages.
All right. Take care, Coach. Have a good day.
Same. See ya. Okay, Mok, a good guy. A very good guy. Very good guy. He can. I swear to God, like this player can easily reach Immortal 3. Easily. Now, thank you for watching. Leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment, all of that good stuff. And join Discord server for private coaching and I don't know what else. Like, what am I speaking about? Just roll the closer, brother.